Yeah.
Cheers, boys.
Clink, 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 clink. Oh. Kitchen
With a cherry on top.
with a cherry on top. What's this podcast called?
This pod is invariably deactivated.
Yes. What's
Welcome to
up?
episode 1 of Invariably Deactivated.
Welcome back. It's number 178. It's consistently off, and we're joined. It's whiskey night.
Yes.
And we've got Prich, and we've got Brandon from the kitchen.
That's right.
Thanks for
The
cruising, gang.
Yeah.
Yes.
Prich, I know we just saw you recently, but it's always too long in between. It's good to see you.
You're officially a three-timer now?
Oh, the
You're
three-timers
on the
club.
Yeah,
you're
you're
a
in the
three-timer.
three-timer.
We don't have any jackets.
Right.
Yeah, who else is in there?
Shane,
Brennan.
And Brennan.
I think that's it.
Brennan,
Yeah. Three-timers. You're one of them.
Yeah.
So you've just got two more, and then you'll be caught up.
All right. Well, I got work to do. We need to start some side bands.
Yeah. Every band you're in, you can come on with a different band. Yeah.
Well, it's great to see you. I haven't seen you in forever now.
Yeah. Since saw you guys at Wayfarer last.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
hanging
Is
that's
that
out.
already years
6
ago?
months ago
Like
or something?
at least a few months ago, yeah.
At
Like,
least several months.
It was
Yeah.
before Christmas, right?
Or at
was.
least around Christmas.
It was like
yeah.
1972, right?
It was not too long after
Okay.
you all had gone to the playing at the Ducks, because we had gone to see you play at the Ducks.
That's right.
That
I
was
remember
fucking
that.
awesome.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah, it was like maybe a month or two after that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Still might be last year.
That's that well, it is last. That is
Definitely last year.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
Well, you've been busy in the meantime. I got
Fuck.
a chance to get a taste of the new
Yeah.
food the
Yeah.
kitchen's
Oh, yeah?
The
putting
new
out,
stuff
man.
you've been cooking up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what a great wide. Every track is just perfectly different enough too, and I love that. So you're showing like totally different like ways that the band can flex and move their muscles, right?
One whole track's instrumental?
Yeah. I don't know if we're supposed to give anything away. It's coming out
Oh,
like
sorry.
soon,
Well,
right?
I mean, depending
It's
on
coming
when
out
this
a week from today.
whenever this comes out,
Okay, so it'll have been
So
out
it
for
just
a
came out last week.
Yeah,
it'll be
yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
It's out.
Yeah.
It's out.
Back to the future.
It's great. Yeah. And thanks to everybody that's listened to it already. There's just been so many people manifesting. Well,
Yeah.
thanks. That was so nice you say that about the
Yeah.
variety and everything. We're excited to have something out that can show a little bit more range.
Totally.
Yeah. What is it, volume 1? Is that what you're
Volume
Yeah,
1.
Volume 1. So
Which
you
puts a
know.
lot of pressure for volume 2.
Yeah. It just assumes one, right? Yeah.
I mean, it took Mel Brooks how many years to make History of the World Part 2?
That's true.
So,
Very good
you know,
point.
and Avatar Part 2 as well.
But they did it.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
But the important part is they did follow it. So, yeah, we're just trying out like this as a way to push ourselves to write a certain amount and to write in a certain variety. and
Nice.
put more things out.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
when did the exercise of that start then? With these 4 tracks, when did they start like being conceptualized?
Well, we were making real shorts for a while. We were spending a lot of nights just taking loops and just kind of like, try to write 5 choruses, you know, different keys, different riffs, and
Gotcha.
just see what we got, and then maybe go back and pick good ones and write the layers. And
Yeah, I remember a few back, like, you guys always popped up on the feed because you were just, like, right
Yeah.
in front of the cam, just,
Yeah.
like, jamming it
we
out.
would just jam it out like that. And so
Yeah.
a lot of songs came from that.
Sweet.
Yeah, that kind of turned into the writing process. And then, you know, at some point, we just decided we're going to just cook this one ourselves, you know.
Yes.
Like, we had gone for the previous EP, and that was right before Pritchard joined, actually. But we had gone into a studio, Hear No Evil, which was awesome.
Oh,
great
yeah.
great experience, you know. They were a great studio. And, you know, so we had that whole experience of being on the clock and paying. And there's, you know, there's ups and downs.
there is.
I would say.
Yeah.
Of course.
It's cool to have a time constraint and all that, but like you end up making decisions that you wouldn't had if you had more time to sit with it and let it simmer and all that.
Totally.
So that was kind of how we approached this one. Like we got a pretty well stocked lockout, and you know, we just are putting together our own skills and resources and getting on the DAW and just doing it all ourselves, much like I understand you're doing in here. Right?
This-
Pretty much.
Like,
Yeah. It's
the
exactly
thing
what
is,
we're doing.
don't
Yeah.
you know your sound, right? Like you're the one who's gonna. We got kind of fed up with being on the clock, you know,
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, it's like, well, that was a whirlwind. Well, how long? We
Yeah.
did 16 hours. Let's hear it.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a song, but we wrote
it's a
we wrote
song.
the lyrics on the way to the recording, like
In the
ha-
booth.
have
yeah.
t- yeah,
Yeah.
like just.
So it's just a different experience when you get to like chew on it for a while.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
you should. I think you should, like, be able to sit in your place, practice the shit out of it, and then go into your recording super confident. Versus like, maybe you only got 5 out of 7 songs done for your album, and then you're like, the last 2 you're just gonna force out.
Yeah.
That's how I
Yeah.
felt we were writing for the past couple singles.
Yeah.
Like maybe
The last couple of years.
Yeah, maybe Too High is like the only one that I think is really good, or I guess Self-Destructive is too. But some of
Fuck
them-
our songs.
Yeah,
Suck.
but some of them are just
Think of it.
pushed out and just like forced to be like,
Yeah.
all right, like I'm not in love with my bass part. It's
Mhm.
there,
Yeah.
but like I wish I had an extra fucking week.
So you
to
got
redo it.
you got to do like the nitty gritty where you're like miking the cabinets and
Yeah.
doing all the stuff,
Yeah.
right?
And it was fun too.
Yeah.
Like it's just I can spend a lot of time geeking on that. You know, you're there night after night, and like, you know, there's not necessarily like a huge Orange County funk band scene.
No.
Right.
You know, most
Is
of the
there
time,
any?
most of the time
couple.
you see some bands that do the whole night, like a
Okay.
top 40 like cover
Okay.
funk band.
Yeah.
Okay.
See
sure.
a lot of that, and they're
Uh-huh.
just gonna play the whole night. They're not really like, let's make a lineup and do a gig together. Because
Right,
they're already
right.
gonna be like you see like 8-piece bands and stuff. They're gonna
Sure.
have to worry
They're
about.
like,
Yeah,
you can't
yeah, yeah.
play for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I drove all the way from LA for this. Yeah.
They
Yeah.
bring vintage gear a lot of the
Yeah.
time too. They want to show it off and let it run, you know.
Yeah.
So instead of like trying to force too many shows with like a bunch of bands going on, it was like let's spend more time in our lockout and just get really nitpicky about stuff and like get really weird with it too. Just not be afraid to throw things out there and
Yeah, and with that being said, like I think also deadlines are kind of important.
Oh, I
you
love a
wanna-
deadline.
You
That's
want
the only way I get things done.
Yeah, you gotta give
The
yourself
day
a
before the
deadline.
deadline.
Yeah. It's the way anything actually finishes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So otherwise, you're gonna sit with it forever.
Yeah. Totally.
And Pritchard gave us a deadline. Said we're gonna do this quarterly.
Good. Ah.
Yeah.
Getting
Nice.
fiscal on
So yeah. So first quarter results are in.
We got we barely got it. We're gonna put it on the last day of March, so March 30th. We made it though.
Yeah.
That's the first quarter. Hey,
we
you
made it.
made it. You
That's
made
right.
Fiscally responsible.
that would hint at volume 4 is like New Year's Eve.
Oh.
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Said it.
That would hint. That's a hint. Yeah, it would be. Yeah, if it's
Yeah.
quarterly.
Exactly though. Like do this one. We'll have one in the spring, one in the summer.
Cool.
And
All
then,
right.
yeah. And,
Are you guys gonna try and play the songs out, or are you gonna just keep working
Yeah.
on? Yeah.
I think that's like
Just kind of a side thing, or
yeah, when we feel like we've really got something to show and like have a good set of it,
Mhm.
I think we'll start doing that again. But we're having a lot of fun just getting in there and writing, and that's been like really nice to
still-
not have to schlep the gear every.
Oh,
I mean,
of
I obviously love playing live shows, but like it's like such a mission to do it, and getting a group together to rehearse to get a set together and go is like its own.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
so many different things you can spend your time on. It was like, what would be a really good way to spend our time is like really work on writing and like crafting a sound more,
Totally. Yeah. I mean, it took us a fucking year to do this 13 tracks. Like
Mhm.
we spent an entire year doing it, and then like at the same time, we weren't as like businessy about booking the paid gigs and like just
Yeah.
kind of let that stuff go.
Mhm.
And now that the record's done, we're like, yes, what about those paid gigs?
Yeah,
You
we
wanna
were
boost
making
that.
money. Yeah.
Some of that internet money.
But
Yeah.
it kind of like revitalizes that a bit,
Yep,
Because
yep.
like after you do a bunch, maybe you're like, oh, I just want to stay. I mean, it's cold, you guys. I don't. It's been raining.
raining.
There was a tornado in Montebello.
Yeah.
I don't
It's
want to
not
go
even
outside.
safe to play shows.
I don't want to go
kinda true.
outside.
Is it even safe?
It's officially spring now too, and it's still fucking raining all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just saw a video of a bear that was like came out and was like, no, back to hibernation.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think it's like
Hell
a
yeah.
Tahoe or
It's
something.
like Groundhog's Day,
Yeah.
Yeah.
with the bears.
Yeah, what
Bears thing.
Mount or what's one of the ski resorts up there is literally saying last day is extended till July.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah.
They-
July.
They, got so much snow. They
Mammoth?
think they're
Is
gonna.
that
Yeah, I think it's
Mammoth?
Mammoth. They think that it's gonna last until July.
Sweet.
Snowpack is so good. I'll see you in the summer.
Yeah.
I'll see you in the
Summer
When
snowboarding.
it's 100 out, you can come up here and snowboard.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
I'd be super down. Snowboarding in a t-shirt,
Yeah.
super fun.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing.
Yeah,
I'm just saying it's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, they're gonna take that tourist money. They're gonna love that.
They're going to torch the mountains. Fuck snow.
I guess we've had it coming for the trouts, right?
Yeah.
So, what is the of these 4 that are coming out? What's like the earliest track? When was that one like written, put together?
Wow. There's so part of the other revelation of this was we're just gonna take old shit that was started and use it
There's nothing wrong with it.
just right as it is.
That's a good.
So
Because when did you
plan.
start the band?
Well, I mean, I started the band in 2019, but one of those the track number 4, Temporary Inside, I started working on that track in like 2014.
Wow.
You know, and like recorded parts of it and then just abandoned it for years.
Yeah.
And then really, like it was one of those that we didn't even really play as a band yet. It's just been produced as a song, you know? And so that would be the oldest.
That's a dope track. I like that track a lot.
Yeah. Thanks, yeah. And then, you know, on the flip side of that, the opening track is one that we like wrote like as a group. And I almost think you'll be able to tell that, you know, like this one was jammed out and like you can feel that like live band groove on it. And then this other one was produced like and written up, you know, from tracks in the studio, and you can sort of tell on that. It's like very layered and very, you know, there's lots of harmonies and all kind of stuff that we wouldn't be able to even sing as a band. So it's like 20 of them. You know?
You can. You just run tracks.
That's right.
Which,
That's
which
right.
we do.
And
that.
when you
We
record
do
your
now.
own when you record your own album, you have the tracks
We
are
have
already
the
done.
tracks.
Oh yeah.
We
have
already
all
have the
of them.
stems.
We literally are doing that now during live shows.
Hell
We
yeah.
just-
Yeah.
We
Just
started
Hell
last
yeah.
weekend.
Yeah.
At a
And
So-
no
so
one,
it's
at
like-
a brewery where no one could hear him.
Oh yeah. Well, hey.
After our show, like, did you
Oh,
hear the
they're too drunk?
keyboards?
No, it was a
They were just
cement
not quiet
room.
or loud enough.
Oh,
So we're not a quiet band live. So
I don't think so.
we like we're playing and I was like, "Can you hear it?" Craig's like, "I can't hear the tracks." Look at Oliver's
Yeah,
like,
I can't.
tracks?
Hear. Yeah.
so I was like, "Hey guy," because I forgot his name, which I don't think I ever asked him.
Yeah.
But I was like, "Hey, can you turn the tracks up?" He's like, "No problem. I'll turn them up." He's like, 30% good? And I'm like, it's got to be good, 30%. And then
30% 's a
we
lot.
play the rest of the show. I was like, did you guys hear any of the tracks? Like, no? All right, cool.
Not once.
But we're on click, so
Yeah, as long
That's
as
all
we
that
as long as we follow the
Yeah.
click.
we murdered our
That's
time.
great.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, tracks, totally worth it.
Yeah,
Totally
we-
worth it.
we
Especially playing like
are
Wayfair or some
talking
shit.
about it. Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. I
Are you guys still going to cook pancakes and shit while you play?
Oh yeah. I mean,
Good.
you know, we want to expand in the
Alright.
future. You know,
Alright,
that's
cool,
part of
dude.
like what
Get a
we-
wok.
Get a full
dude. Give me
full
like a
smorgasbord,
lobster
right?
fucking-
Yeah.
Full breakfast buffet.
We're gonna do lobster races.
Get a gourmet. Yeah. Gonna bring some veal. Just gonna slaughter it on stage. Just fucking fresh meat.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
fresh baby cow. meat.
Sacrifices to the gods. man.
Yeah.
Right.
Just fucking drink its blood. Yeah. You know?
Call
Like
us
you
up for
do.
that one.
Yeah,
It's
We'll
gonna
get
be
it.
funky metal.
It's art.
Like incredible band, great Euro too.
Come on, guys, I need you to purchase my euros so that I can make up for the expense of this veal I just slaughtered. You're on front after your game. Fucking making euros.
But if you tour on that, you'd have to get like health department ratings everywhere you go. So you'd have
Yeah,
to meet
maybe.
up.
I
Could
mean,
be
I
a
should-
problem.
Yeah, we have some workarounds for that, you know.
Yeah,
'cause we're giving it out. We're not selling
Oh,
it. You
it's a
know?
nonprofit. See,
Right.
so-
Yeah. This is just.
I mean, it's funny. Like,
We've gotten hassled.
yeah,
Not too bad.
Last gig we did, K Sarah. You know,
Oh
we're-
yeah, I know Kazra. Yeah.
we were loading in the front, and there's a doorman, and you know he was checking us like every time we went through. And Pritchard shows up, the plastic bag, and you know he's got
Pancake
pancake
mix,
mix in it, like chocolate chips, all this stuff, and the guy's like, "Hang on a second. He like keeps looking in there. It's like, what is this for?
What'd
You're
you
like,
say?
I'm going to go on stage, I'm going to play some music, and I'm going to cook pancakes.
Pritchard's like, we're gonna cook them, like, and he was like, where? on the stage, and he on the stage. Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to react. I was just like,
Okay. Back to the fucking thing.
I was like,
Thanks.
all
Yeah.
right.
I can't believe you even got let in, dude.
I
If
mean,
someone stops you, that's like when it's over.
yeah. But then, when we cooked him up, you could smell him, and he came on
I was
in.
gonna say, did you give him one?
Yeah, sure, yeah. So
Came
he
and
was
got
like,
one.
all right,
Yeah.
all right. Basically was the takeaway.
Cool.
You went with chocolate chip pancakes.
Yeah, it's
a great
pretty-
choice. It's a
Yeah,
good-
home
yeah.
style, right?
And around showtime, a little sweet,
Yeah,
Yeah.
a little chocolate in there.
Yeah.
Syrup.
Ooh, maybe pouring syrup on people. That could be in the future.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we
Really
want to
kick it
try
up
to
a
fuck
notch.
up the venue as much as possible.
Yeah, I really do want to
Really
make
get a sticky
goddamn
stage going.
mess.
Yeah.
I really just want to ruin play. But if you're
Blender,
watching
no
this,
top.
Eric, if you're watching this, but we would never do this at Wayfair.
Oh,
No,
no, not the
Wayfair,
Wayfair.
No, we would
No.
never.
Yeah.
Shout out Eric Wayfair.
Never.
Well,
The
and he-
tiki bar, yes.
Oh, absolutely.
We're making a mess at the tiki bar.
Shout out Tiki Bar.
Shout out tiki bar.
Shout
You'll
out.
love
Most
it.
definitely.
You'll love it.
You'll love it.
You'll love it.
That's like their tagline. You'll love it.
Making a mess. You're gonna fucking love it. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely I want to get some Gallagher type, interaction there.
Yeah.
Where people maybe are showing up with a pond. They know.
Yeah.
They're they
Bring their own plates. Yeah.
Or maybe we hand them out at a show. It's like, all right, hey, if you're planning on watching the band, you're gonna need this.
Souvenir
Poncho.
Like, what
Souvenir
the fuck?
ponchos.
Yeah.
I mean, real dream, right? Is like
Brandon.
even before you guys are getting ready to go on stage, you see people with little camper tables. They brought their cutlery with them. They have their bibs. And they're like, I'm eating
Yeah,
good.
got
right
my
now."
mess kit too. It says the kitchen on it.
Why these people sit up front? Because they're going to be eating soon.
Yeah, it really does turn the whole dynamic on its head there. We're trying to get people to come to the stage to get food
Mhm.
Right.
rather than away from it
Yeah,
towards
yeah,
the
yeah.
vendors.
That's a good point.
Oh.
Yeah, you're
worked.
bringing people in.
It's
like-
worked.
it's inclusive.
And it's also been gotten weird stares.
That's how you know you're doing it right.
Yeah.
That's how you
100%.
know.
That's what you
we
want.
blew out the power at FTG warehouse.
really?
That was
Yeah.
What?
yeah. Because I mean,
Oh.
a heat conductor can take
Stove.
some.
Yeah. Those little stoves pull a lot of amps.
We've never really had that happen before, though.
It's just
But
a hot
like-
plate. Is it a 1 or 2 burner?
I just have it's a griddle.
A
It's just like
griddle,
a
full
like
griddle.
a griddle.
Yeah,
an
yeah,
electric
yeah.
griddle, and I mean I crank it. You know.
Yeah, you got to get them done
We
quick.
gotta we gotta cook. You
Yeah,
know, we
yeah,
got a
you
lot
gotta
of
get 'em-
people to feed.
Yeah.
Well, but Pritchard, depending on the set, he does have to turn it down.
Oh
if you wanna,
yeah,
you
yeah.
You gotta time your cakes.
You
Yeah,
really
yeah,
gotta
yeah.
do
There's only
But
certain
it's like-
times you can flip.
Do
Yeah.
my steak. I got like the griddle going, and then I got the Nord and my pedal board for the horns going. It's like so there's a lot of power being drawn out. We got like
See your
like,
pedals flickering.
Oh
and-
yeah, I mean we're playing, and then like a minute in, it's like, and then just nothing. You're like, well,
And it kept happening.
yeah, and it was like, oh.
I felt
That was-
so bad too
I know,
because
I felt bad
it's
too.
it's an awesome place, FTG. If you guys have played
Yeah.
it, it's rad. And
It is
it's
cool.
like family run.
Yeah.
But on this particular night we were playing there was one sound person. It was this young girl.
We
She
were
must have
opening
been like
too.
she must have been like
Oh
16.
no.
We were
And
First,
the
yeah.
power started just killing. And she would run up to look at what was doing, and I could tell she was confused. Like, she didn't know, like, what
Yeah.
to go on. And I'm looking around. I'm like, I don't know what to do. There's a whole room of people looking at all of us,
Yeah.
not knowing what to do. So I start pulling up wires and running back wires, trying to help her. You know,
Yeah.
I felt really bad for her because I'm like, you know, of course we would go first with the cooking equipment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
You got to
know.
open the show. Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
But it
But we
worked
got it
out.
working. Yeah, we
Yeah.
got it going after a while. But it was funny. It was definitely like, I wonder what is making the power go off. Definitely, I don't know. Maybe you
Someone
guys
blow drying their hair.
yeah. Oh, we want to cook these pancakes. Yeah.
It's got to be typically pancakes, right? It's like the easiest thing to
Yeah.
whip up and serve, right?
Yeah, they're pretty cheap to make, and they're pretty
Right.
palatable. It's tough to fuck them up too bad.
Yeah. Oh,
And,
totally.
Most people like them. They're like good for like the palate of a child.
Right.
You know.
How big are pancakes?
I mean, they're juicy.
What, like,
They're not
Well,
like
now we're
little,
talking batter consistency too, like
they're
level
not,
of
it's not
ratio
as big
water.
as your face.
If they're super thin, they're easier, to faster
Yeah,
to cook.
yeah, they don't get too thin. Yeah, they stay pretty cakey. I'll
Good.
say.
I like a
Yeah.
thicker pancake.
yeah, I want thicker pancakes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe we should try beer. for the batter. You know,
Ooh.
beer
Beer
batter.
beer
pancakes.
batter pancakes. Ooh. Well,
Ooh.
I mean,
This is good.
With
Hey,
bacon and
nothing's
maple
off
syrup,
limits,
dude.
man.
yeah.
Oh, we won't take any
No
percentage.
bacon
No, it's
in
not.
there.
It's totally. It's totally
The next time we play a show, we're all cooking pancakes.
Hey, with beer.
More power to it.
Yeah, I wanna
Let's start a
see-
movement.
Yeah.
It's harder than it looks, okay?
So when did you join? You said the first record put out, EP and single, right?
Yeah.
That's pre-Prich.
Yeah,
Yes.
so I started the band just out of my own convictions in 2019, and I was just Craigslisting and asking friends, just looking for musicians. And
Yeah.
I had a cool lineup going, and turning people over. At that time, it's like people come and go, and
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
was just like, I'm gonna keep doing this. And then I finally had like a lineup that felt pretty set, and this is when about April 2020,
Ah,
something like that.
sure.
Good
Yeah.
timing. Good
Yeah.
timing.
Yeah.
Best timing.
Famously.
So we did one more gig over at the Doll Hut. That was like our last hurrah for the
Yeah.
It was
Right
like-
before
it was like
of all the places to
That's-
go.
I
yeah.
know the Doll Hut sunk it.
Where
You
And
mean
then-
bands
where
come to
COVID
die.
started, right?
Yeah, escape from a lab theory, my ass, dude. It's from the Doll Hut.
yeah, we don't go there anymore. But and then after that, COVID hit, and I was just like kind of stringing it together, whatever, and like most of the people just sort of fizzled out and went their own separate ways, and eventually, I just started posting again on Craigslist, and Pritchard just came, and it's amazing because
Love this man.
Talk
Yeah.
about a
Yeah, Prich is
hustler.
best.
My
I know
goodness.
because I know if it were not for a pandemic, he would have been too busy to be
Ah.
searching around for fucking ads.
True.
For my fucking band.
That's true.
Yeah, I hadn't been on Craigslist in a while, and I remember being at a point where it was like, I mean, this
What
was
month?
like 2021.
Okay.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
COVID was like gigs were starting to open.
Gigs
again.
were starting back up.
I
And like,
know, but like just now, we're starting to feel like the before time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
And that's a full.
But this was like
They were
I just
sucky
gotta
gigs.
find.
Yeah.
right.
COVID killed like 3 or 4 projects I was in. Just flat
killed
out.
a lot of
They're not
bands.
coming back.
Oh, yeah.
Killed
And so I was like,
Killed
I need to
venues, yeah.
find more people to
Slide
play
bar
with.
is gone.
Good old slide
When I was on Craigslist, we love your list. Thank you so much.
Oh, if
Really,
only.
I found so many good things on your list. Your instruments and audition stuff.
Cars, yeah.
Well, no, I haven't quite gotten a Craigslist car, but I wouldn't go
my
past
first
it.
car was a Craigslist car.
Yeah.
Actually, no, my first 2 cars. Both my cars were Craigslist. Whoa.
You're a Craigslist.
Wow.
Bingo.
Yeah.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
I've been playing in the band like almost 2 years now, which
Yeah,
feels like it's been longer.
the
but it
best
hasn't.
years.
Yeah. The
And
salad
you guys know
days.
Manny's the drummer for this project too.
Oh hell
Who
yeah!
they've met from
Yeah.
Cavalactones.
So
Okay.
sweet.
Yeah.
Pritchard brought Manny.
Manny
we-
rules.
Man,
Yeah.
great.
We had a drummer decide that he wasn't into it anymore, and it was like kind of right before a gig, and so
Whoa.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Hey, you
Interesting
know what?
time.
Did he
Yeah,
play
good
the gig?
timing. Yeah.
That's when we got Manny.
he offered to play the gig, but I was like, okay, I'll probably just figure somebody else out. We had like 1 week, and then we just did it. Pritchard was like, well, I know somebody. Manny came in. Manny did the gig. He's into
I
it.
thought
so.
he was at the gig. Like you guys are going.
Oh,
out.
that would've been- that would've been
no, no,
crazy.
no,
He's
no.
like, "God, I'm
No,
not
no,
into
no.
it."
I've been kicking it with Manny.
Is there
He
a
was like-
drummer in the house?
We've
We've
I'm
been
a
trying to put
drummer.
another, post Cavalactones project together for a while, and I was like,
Yeah.
well, maybe we'll get you in at the kitchen if you got the time for it, and then like opened up, and he was down. So
Sweet.
yeah, so it's got a good crowd in house.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
having a lot of
number
fun with
4,
it.
our guitar player, Flo, he actually came through Vamper. You guys know about this? Vamper?
Vamper.
Vamper.
It's like a Tinder for musicians where you swipe left or
Great.
right
Wow.
on
Great.
people or whatever.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, they say being in a band is dating.
Yeah.
Being in a
it's
band is
definitely-
dating.
Funny story with Flo on this Tinder app.
Uh-oh.
I can talk about this
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
he's not here.
Yeah. Definitely.
Shout out Flo. Probably never gonna
Shout out
watch
Flo!
this. Yeah.
I downloaded this app because I was in that. This was early. I was in that mode of I need to find people. Like I'm
Yep.
doing this project, so I'm gonna
Recruiting
go
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
any avenue I can,
Yeah.
And so I downloaded this app, and it was honestly just a bunch of garbage on it. Like I'm like whatever,
Yeah, it's the
whatever.
people who
like,
use that app.
worse flaking than the Craigslist, like times 10.
Oh.
And so finally, like, and it was a lot of like metal, like stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
it was hard to find like what I was looking for.
Double kick, double kick, double
Right.
kick, double kick.
Yeah. So I find Flo on there, and he says like, he says he's like a funk guitarist. So I send a couple messages back and forth, and I'm like, well, what, like, have you been in any, like, what's your, do you got any recordings or anything? And he's like, oh, no, not really. And so for me, that's like, next.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just started kind of ignoring him. And
Just
this-
ghosting him, bud.
This
Yeah.
motherfucker chased me down on like other platforms and started direct messaging me and shit.
Good.
And I'm like, he's like, I hope I'm not overstepping my bounds, like like sliding in. And I was like, no, it's cool, I guess. Like, I was like, well, send me like a video of you playing or something. Like, you got to have something. Like, I'm not
Pixar
just.
didn't happen, dude.
And
Send nudes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Send
I'm not
nudes.
about to sit down after paying for a practice-based audition for you and you play like Metallica.
Yeah.
You just enter Sandman
Yeah.
and the shit out of me.
I had like other shit happening, of course, in life or whatever, and so I'm like, this guy's like won't leave me alone on this. Like, he really wants to be in this band. Like, well, send me like a video with your phone of you playing guitar.
Yeah,
And
easy
he's-
as that, right?
Yeah, and so he's like, okay, and he sent it, and I'm expecting like some kind of, because there's a lot of people on these things that are just like rookies or whatever. Like,
Bang, bong,
he
bing.
sent me a fucking thing, and I was
Yeah.
like,
Huh?
okay, actually,
Yeah.
why don't you come out to the studio and like,
Yeah. All right.
we'll meet up, like,
Like, how long of a video? Is it like 15 seconds? He's like,
It was
"Pew,
like-
pew,
it
pew,
took me-
pew, pew, pew."
yeah, it doesn't take much, just if you can do that, like,
He's
good,
like, I'm a fun guitarist. Pew, 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 pew.
right.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah, so that was the saga of that, but yeah, check it out. It just for fun. Tender,
Yeah. Tinder,
Yeah.
Tinder for musicians.
Tender for musicians.
Vamper.
Vamper.
Vamper. All right.
Oh, because they vamp.
Yeah.
Because- okay,
Yeah,
I
dude.
get it. Ver-
Life's just
Yeah.
one long vamp.
What? Hey.
Like a long road.
Well, I don't know anything about your background. First instrument.
The piano.
Ooh.
Okay.
When?
The second grade.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna refill that drink while you talk about the
Yeah,
second
yeah.
grade.
Thank you.
Refill everybody.
Sure.
Yeah.
No. So
Lessons? Were you forced into it? Did you want to do it?
I very much so wanted to do it. So I started requesting piano lessons because there was a piano in the house and my sisters played it and stuff at a very young age. I was like, my mom said I was like 3 years old.
Oh, goddamn.
I should have. Okay.
I got you.
Your sister was already jamming.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you're like, I need to do that.
yeah, I'm the youngest of 4 kids.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so I saw these other kids playing the piano, and I was immediately into it. And my mother didn't want to give me lessons that young because she thought it was too young. I might burn out or something.
Oh, interesting.
And so it made me wait for it.
Okay.
Made me earn it.
the yearning.
I was right.
Okay.
God, I want those hot cross buns so fucking bad. Fuck.
Yeah.
Those Saints will go fucking marching in, I swear.
I'm so sick of chopsticks.
Yeah. So then, okay. So then are you just playing at home? Are you starting to read music? Are you taking?
Yeah. So I ended up doing like serious lessons all the way through, like off and on all the way through high school.
Is this
wow.
like music store? Did you switch it up like
Yeah, is
between
it-
instructors, music store or music like?
Same teacher the whole time?
School?
Yeah, no, I landed on like a old lady maestro, University of Michigan graduate
Yeah,
for
shout out
piano,
Michigan.
like
Nice.
so that was my teacher, and I was playing like classical music, like
Mhm.
Chopin
Right.
and
Sure,
Beethoven
sure.
and all this shit.
You're getting like the foundations and
Good piano music.
and the language.
Yeah, I mean, what I could play back then is gnarly. You know what I mean? Like compared to now, give me a bass to have like, and back then it was like sonatas.
Jeez, yeah.
All right, okay.
But then that gave you the discipline to continue to read music.
Oh, I mean, I can read music, yeah, and I don't really do that with bass playing. I don't
Yeah.
do that.
Well, yeah, it's interesting because like
Don't need to.
when the muscle memory is like a kid gets so like mechanical, eyed, and then you're staring at sheet music too. It's like a different discipline entirely when you pick up other things.
It is.
Yeah.
And in fact, like when I went to I went to college and like I brought along like my keyboard and like keyboard was my main thing. I also played the violin and stuff in middle school and all that, but like piano was my main thing, you know. And I brought this keyboard to college, and I started like playing in like rock bands, you know, or whatever. And I had a roommate, and all I could really do was like read music, you know. Like I didn't have like the musician. Like I'd see like
Yeah.
Stevie Wonder, and I'd be like, fuck is this guy?
That's what everyone says, though. You're talking about Stevie fucking Wonder.
But you also just don't have all the chops yet. You don't have the
improvising.
experience of doing that.
Like I could
Like,
play
you
a
got-
gnarly sonata by a guy that was a genius 1,000 years ago or whatever.
right.
Yeah.
But it was hard for me to like just improvise or write music.
Sure.
And I had a roommate that just like put it all together for me. He's like, oh no, you just number the scale 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and those chords move around.
Yeah.
And like it just clicked. Like it was like that easy. Like this is the 1 chord. This is the 4 chord. And I
Yeah.
was
Like
oh,
he somehow
this-
gave you the cheat code.
Yeah.
You're like, what?
Oh, what is that moment? Yeah.
Yeah, that changed a lot for me. In
That's
music,
good.
for
Yeah,
sure.
awesome.
Yeah.
Totally.
But then you moved into composition?
Yeah, I started writing. I started playing in like rock bands, like cover bands and stuff.
First band.
First band was called The Morning After.
Nice.
College,
Take it to the
Michigan State University.
All right.
MSU?
MSU.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Lansing, what's out? Shout out Lansing.
East
Shout out East Lansing. Shout out
Lansing.
Max Bar. Shout out
Max
fucking-
Bar, dude. Whoa.
Shout out so much from East Lansing. Yeah. How long were you there?
4 years.
The whole term's great. Yeah.
Did the whole deal.
How did Lansing treat you?
It was awesome.
It's great, isn't it?
yeah, I loved it.
Yeah.
You know what?
I mean, what about fall
Trees.
colors?
yeah.
Are insane.
It was great.
Yeah, but you
Awesome.
don't want to live there.
Well,
It's good. It's good to be there for a couple of years. But
Where, born and raised?
yeah, Monroe, Michigan.
oh, we're from Redford
Shout-
Township.
What? Shout out
Yeah.
Michigan.
Michigan.
All these
Oh,
Michiganders.
Monroe, you know,
Yeah.
name. That's
job.
Yeah.
a proud city.
Right, these fucking transplants.
But in Redford, we'd still call it, like downriver.
Yeah,
Yeah,
downriver.
downriver.
I guess. Yeah, you count. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Born and raised. That's great. When did you? So then college there, and you came out to California.
Immediately after college. So I got like, it never like occurred to me like as a kid growing up that you could like be in bands and stuff. Like where I grew up was like out in the country. Like, you know. Like,
Downriver, man.
I was
Yeah.
cornfields,
Yeah.
trees,
Uh-huh.
My family's a bunch of hunters. But that's where I spent most
creeks,
of my
guns.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Creeks.
Yeah, like you go camping during the summer as much as you can.
Yeah.
You then, if you're going to vacation when it's not the summer, you go to the East Coast because that's somehow
When
better than
Taylor,
where you're at.
Michigan is the bigger city.
Dude, right? When you go to Ann Arbor to have a good time.
Yeah.
hey, no problem.
Cabela's,
Yeah.
Gander Mountain, fucking all that. Yeah. Fantastic.
Yeah, Cabela's, dude. Dundee,
Dude,
Michigan,
Cabela's.
right there, baby.
Right.
That was like right up the street from me.
You can go archery practice. You can fucking fish for bass. You know, you can do whatever you want. You can buy a boat.
Hey,
You can buy a boat. You can go fishing with all the stuff you bought at Cabela's.
Yeah, kinda. Yeah, kinda.
I mean, not even
Yeah.
kinda, you can.
it's an amazing place, really. They got that mountain with all the
Dude.
deep
Oh, yeah,
animals.
rock climbing. Oh, yeah, dude.
This is a store. It's like an REI
It's not a
for
religion?
for the
Yeah,
Trump
I
vote.
mean,
I think it's
for some
REI for
people
the
it
Trump
is.
vote.
Hey, you can get an ostrich sandwich.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Wow.
do a
That
lot
actually
of.
sounds
Is
good.
the
You
ostrich
can
the,
do-
the meat or the bread?
Both,
Both.
dude.
It's a double down.
Buy ostrich.
Ostrich
seen
double
the-
down.
I've
dude.
seen the double. Yeah.
It's a buffalo burger, but then it's
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, with ostrich buns. Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so the parents were inclined then because they had a piano, like sister's already doing it.
Yeah, they encouraged you know, me playing the piano and all that for sure, especially my mother. But it had never occurred to me that like you could even like be in bands. I just
Yeah.
grew up like in the country. And when I went to college and I you know I brought my keyboard and stuff, I started playing in these bands. One of the guys was like, "I'm gonna be a rock star. You know, I'm gonna rock the world."
Yeah, that's what we all say.
And I was like,
So am I.
I was like,
That
"Whoa."
was a young Jack Black.
He did rock the world.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, like you could just like choose to do this. And he's like, yeah, you should do it with me. Like, you know what I mean? Like one of those moments. And it was like that.
Yeah,
I was
totally.
like, I guess I could just do that. Like, why not?
Why not?
You know, so I ended up like they were older than me and they had graduated and moved out here. And like when I graduated, they were like, come on out, come
no
to California.
shit. Great.
It didn't hurt that like it was 2008 or 9 or something. And the economy was
In the shitter?
in the shitter,
Yeah.
especially in Michigan. Michigan got hit hard,
Yeah, dude.
and there wasn't any opportunity there for me. So it was like, I'm gonna go on this adventure. I'm gonna go out to California. I had a car.
Where in Cali were you?
They were living on a beach house in Newport Beach, like football thrown to the sand. You know,
What the
Sweet.
yeah.
You did it
So
right.
I
Yes.
upside down worlded it.
Yeah.
It was like that. It was like that.
Dude, when you're living in Michigan, did you even feel like that was a possibility? Like where I come from, moving out of your town is like not a thing that you do.
No.
You're like, I'm born here. I'm gonna live here for the rest of my fucking life.
Shout out Redford Township.
Yeah.
Fuck that place.
We love you.
Dude, I have friends that live in the hometown.
Yeah.
And they probably always will. And like, you know, not that there's something wrong with it, but it just wasn't the thing for me. I was like,
But it's like you come out here and you're like, you just tell your friends, like, hey guys, you should fucking move somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's good.
just go on
you can-
vacation.
When
Yeah.
you can move back. I've had
Just go on
friends that have
vacation.
moved out here and then moved back.
Yeah,
And
that's
like,
cool.
Me
Me
too.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. If you come out here and you try
yeah.
for a couple months and it ain't your thing, you're going back. At least you fucking tried.
We had a
dude.
few. We had a few.
Yeah, because like, what's the point of
I was in a
not
band
going
before.
anywhere?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, especially it's like if you know, I get it if you were like popped out 3 kids and you're down down on the farm and your mom's dying or something. That's fine. But like I know a lot of people that were like just sort of agoraphobic. Like they were like, we're gonna fucking stay here.
Yeah.
You know, like
It's like I got the job that everyone thought I was gonna get, and now I'm just gonna work here until I retire, right?
Yeah.
Like,
That's life.
all right, I'm just gonna be in the union. I'm gonna go work here.
As soon as my sister
It's
went
pretty
from
based.
my
to be
sister went
honest.
from
Right?
my sister went from Redford. She went from Redford to Farmington Hills, and I said, "You did it.
I mean, she did.
You
Farmington
did
Hills
it.
is nice.
You did it.
Yeah.
You left the
not
town.
bad.
Yeah, you did it. Yeah,
You're like upgrade.
Yeah, my mom's house still probably goes for $100,000.
I'm saying. Yeah. So then you're in a beach house in Newport. That's like your first taste of
Jesus
Yeah, that's a
Christ.
good way to start.
very
Jesus.
specific.
You move down at all, and you're like, dude, life sucks.
It was literally an extension of college. Like it just
Of
kept
course,
going
sure.
down there. It was just wild, you know, and so much fun. Awesome time.
Where's
of
your
life.
first like shows at? Is this in college with the bands? College shows?
In East Lansing, you
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Oh yeah, Max Bar.
Oh,
is
yeah,
the
good.
fucking is a great one.
Great spot.
I mean, honestly, those days for me, it was mostly like house parties and like fraternity parties or whatever
On
like that
campus.
around- on
Yeah,
campus.
fucking MSU goes
like that.
hard.
Yeah, it was a lot of that, and we were a cover band mostly. Like we would write songs or whatever, but it was I started with like the most epic shows because you're like playing like this room full of like college kids.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
they, and
college
they
shows
were
are the
just
Everyone's
Yeah.
already sweaty.
Yeah.
yeah,
And
like-
drunk.
And drunk.
Yeah.
100%.
and so that the drug hit me early like that. Like we're like the first show I did with the cover band, it was like a room of like 100 college kids at the fraternity house, and they were like just going crazy for us. They were like losing their minds.
Yeah.
Small thing.
I'm
Oh my
sure
God.
we sucked. I don't even know. You know what I mean? I don't know. I was, back in those days, like, I
Totally.
don't know, man. Like, literally, I picked up the bass because we didn't have a bass player, and I was like, okay, well, I'll do it. Like, we tried a couple and we couldn't get it, and I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll try to play the bass, whatever. And
What were you playing in the band before?
the keyboard.
Okay. Yeah.
And we couldn't find a bass player, so I was
Yeah.
like, I'll find a bass. Like I went downtown to the Riv and bought this guy bass off one of the cooks down there. Like, he, like, pull the thing out. It was missing all the parts. He's like,
You
yeah,
gave him just
I-
like 3 Choco Tacos.
You have a Guitar Center in East Lansing?
I was a poor college kid, man. I didn't have
That's
any money.
hilarious.
And
Pawn shop. Yeah.
and literally, like, it was almost like, yeah, I'm playing the bass. Like, almost like right away. But we were playing, like, very simple, like
Yeah.
Weezer songs.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Cover
Like,
shit,
145.
you
Yeah.
know,
You know,
like,
G, D, A, and E. You're
So
good.
through the job, you're learning how to play the bass.
I guess so,
On the
yeah.
job. Yeah.
Yeah,
On
like,
the job,
okay,
yeah.
this is how this song goes, I suppose.
Yeah, it wasn't anything fancy, but
But that was your first foray into a stringed instrument.
No, you play the violin.
I play the violin.
Oh, well,
yeah.
I guess. Oh, a fret-hit instrument?
Yeah.
That stuff helps.
The
Yeah.
fretted would be.
That's-
Fretted makes it
Of
easier.
course, frets out.
There's
Yeah.
no guessing. You're not like, am I there? You're like, yeah, this looks like
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Yep.
All that helped.
But
I'm
then,
sure.
was it love since then? Because
yeah.
now that dude, you chop it
Yeah.
up, dude.
Bass is
Shut
it.
it.
Yeah.
Once you found it, you said
I
that's it.
agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I've been playing like predominantly ever since. Love
Ever
playing-
since.
Ever since
yeah,
college.
love playing
So
the bass,
so when you
yeah.
came out to Cali, you were on bass.
Oh
mostly.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I didn't look back. It's like,
Okay.
this is it. This is
This is
good.
it.
All right.
Do you have a
Yeah.
go-to bass? Do you have the same bass? Did you?
Yeah,
So-
what was your
Because
first
it's not the
bass?
pawn shop bass, right?
The first bass was like this Epiphone Sunburst something or other. I don't, I looked it up not too long ago and I saw, I was like, oh, that model is like not a very high end thing.
Sure.
And then,
It's your
like-
first bass.
it's like
dude.
$200-300
It probably
bucks.
shouldn't be.
yeah, it
Yeah,
should
It should
$100
be
be.
like, I got a Rick.
Yeah, it was sort of like the Gibson style Epiphone.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
SG. Yeah, sure.
It was like that. Kind of
Perfect.
like,
I had the SG. It was my
You had
first
a red
bass. Yeah, I had a red one. That was my first bass.
it's a good one.
A
to have.
short scale.
One
yeah,
pickup, big
SSG.
fat humbucker at the top.
Humbucker.
Yep.
Yeah,
Mine was red.
that was it.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a fucking great first bass.
Red is a great color for
Yeah.
a first instrument.
It's
Yeah.
The
very-
cherry red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So high five to that, dude.
Yeah.
we're samesies on our first
Yeah.
bases.
Yeah, and then when I came out here, I bought Music Man Stingray,
Fuck yeah.
Nice.
4-string, double humbucker.
I definitely am looking at one of those.
They sound fantastic.
Love those.
yeah.
Yeah, it's awesome. It has quite a bit of like mids in it,
Okay.
which you can get beefy, you know.
Uh-huh.
But it's active, and so you got your 3-band EQ with your knobs, and you can dial it in. It's a great bass.
Dude, I had a bongo and that thing was way too much. Music Man bongo is not needed for anyone.
It had like
me.
yeah, it was a 5-string, like bright orange with like this.
It looks like a spaceship.
yeah, yeah, and then like the knobs. There's dual level knobs. There's like 5 of them. So
Yeah.
they do all of it, whatever
Yeah.
it.
I
is.
only wish that I had a Stingray instead of it though, because then I would have never had to get rid of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, Stingray is much more
I
practical.
don't even like how those bongos look.
No, I
They
don't know
look
why.
weird.
I
Whoa,
think I
those
just
are
was like
weird.
one of those
Yeah.
teenagers who was like, "Oh, this is
Yeah.
expensive. I want it."
Yeah.
And then I just spent all my money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, but yours had. This is a. It's got a wood grain to it, as if it's
Oh yeah,
not
no, mine was
absolutely
like spaceship orange.
hideous.
Yeah,
And
there-
his was
it's
spaceship
a
orange,
weird.
yeah.
Yeah, it
And
is
it
like
weighs
the
a lot.
Star
Yeah.
Trek Enterprise or something.
Yeah, that's exactly what it
If
is.
you don't play
Shit,
that,
dude.
if you don't play that up in your armpit, you're doing it wrong.
I think also if you're not like a slap bass, it probably doesn't like. I'm playing with a fucking pick. I've always like.
Yeah,
I don't think that's for me. Well, it wasn't because I got rid of it.
yeah.
Now-
It's weird.
You've been loving the P bass though too.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Manny brought a P bass to the studio,
Love it.
and
bass.
I've been wanting to get one for a long time. It's like I
Oh.
really have to temper myself not to blow all the money on gear, you know,
I know.
because
Of
it's
course.
easy to
Yeah.
do that. And then when you have all of it, it's like, what
still
now?
want it. Please play any of my 15 guitars that
Yeah.
are here,
Yeah.
and then tell me which ones I use on stage. It's
Right.
like one. So
Yeah.
yeah, I totally get it.
Yeah, but no, funny thing. So Manny, I've been like saying if I was gonna buy more gear, hypothetically,
When
Yeah,
you buy
yeah.
more gear.
when I'm gonna buy more
What
gear,
should I buy next?
what would I want to do? I was like, well, I definitely want a P bass, like just that kind of, because the basses I have are a Rick and the Music Man, and both of them are very like high, like
Chunky.
Yeah.
They got
Yeah.
they're very like rock and
Yeah.
like, and they're great. They're great. They're both great, awesome basses. I was like, I want a P bass, like just a very low end
Dude.
funk tone. And then I was like, and if I was gonna buy another one, I guess I get a fretless just to fuck around.
I mean, I guess if I'm gonna.
Yeah. And then I'll get this.
So then,
So then Manny, so recently Manny got in on the lockout with me, like we're splitting it. Me and
Sick.
Manny.
kitchen
Yeah.
lot. Yeah.
Oh,
The
fantastic.
kitchen
Official.
lockout,
Great.
yeah. And
Where are you guys posted up? You want to shout it out?
Santa Ana, the Lockout Studio, Santa Ana.
Underneath
Shout
the
out.
Pizza Press.
Fuck yeah.
On
Yeah.
4th Street, underneath Pizza
Dude.
Press.
Oh,
Shout out
great.
Pizza Press.
It's a
Shout
good
out Pizza
spot.
Press.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
the pizza.
I do love me some Pizza Press.
It's
I
much
love it.
easier to find Pizza Press than it is to find the Lockout Studios. I just send people
To the
the
pizza
address
press
of Pizza
and
Press.
bring 'em in,
That's
yeah.
what you put. They're never gonna find it. There's not a sign that says Lockout Studios, Santa Ana. Like, there's not. There's just
no
a
sign.
door. There's no sign. You're just going through these double doors that have the key code.
In fact, it looks really shady. You're
It
like,
does.
Well, that's good.
especially
That's what
the
you
one
want for
across
a
the street.
lockout.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
like a secret, so it's like fucking secure. It's
Yeah.
safe.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty.
That's what you want for a lockout.
It's
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Yeah.
So you tell people, yeah, come by the studio.
Yeah,
There's
here's
a
the code.
pepperoni.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
There's a pepperoni, no cheese with your name on it.
I ordered it. You have to pay for
Dude,
it.
if that pizza press was more popular and they had the actual like DoorDash orders and stuff, bands would be going up there and just like,
Yeah. It would be a problem.
that place is always empty, but they're always slammed. Like you go in there and there's nobody eating. There's maybe like one person at a table by themselves, and they're making like 30 pizzas. And you're like, what is going on? And they're like, hey, hold on, we'll be right with you. And then it'll be like a long time, and they'll be, all right, what do you want? I'll be like a pepperoni pizza. All right, hold on. And it's always like, who are you making these for? I don't understand.
The metaverse. Let's go into the metaverse.
I'm always so shocked at how much, like, they're always, like, sweating. It's always, like, some, like, middle of college, like, sophomore, junior, right? That they got, like, homework and shit that they got to do right after work, too. They're totally not.
And you can see they're thinking about the homework as
They're just like,
Yeah,
fuck. Like,
I have a final tomorrow.
They're like,
yeah.
this isn't even going to end when work's over. They're like, work is going to end in 6 hours, and I'm still just going to be grinding and fuck it all. Because I've been there. I mean, when I was in college and working, shit was like that.
You can see it on their
You
face.
can see it on their face because you're just like, fuck. Like, asking a normal person for a pepperoni pizza
Shouldn't be this hard.
It
yeah.
shouldn't distress someone this much. Like, I really feel like a burden. I feel like such a heavy burden.
I'm just hungry.
I'm just like, you work at a pizza place too. It's
I'm
not
at- yeah.
like if I asked Oliver, like, would you make me a pepperoni pizza?
Like right now?
Like it'd be kind of weird, but it'd be like, all right, well, we could roll to Albertsons and
Yeah.
buy a frozen
Some
one and
dough, yeah.
put it in the oven. All right,
Yeah.
whatever. Kind of strange request on a random Thursday night, but
Yeah.
whatever, we could do it.
We've done it.
Yeah, we've done more.
we
But,
would.
it sounds pretty good right now. Just planting the seed for later. By going in the pizza
quick
press and being
pause.
like, "Can I get a pepperoni pizza?"
Bro, you work at a pizza place. You
all
only
the
make one
stuff.
fucking thing. Pizzas.
If you
No,
would
but
be
they really
so
are
kind.
working hard. They're doing their best. It's not
Shout
like
out Pizza
that.
Press.
Yeah, we love them because I'm gonna eat there the next time I'm there. So please don't spit in my shit.
Yeah.
They won't
It's good
hear
because
it.
you can watch them.
Yeah, that's true. It is the subway,
They're like,
the subway style.
Shout out to
they're like,
Windows.
oh, it's
Shout out to plexiglass.
oh, it's that guy. They're like, actually, I have to take this in the back real quick.
Oh, that'd be funny.
But the lockout treats you
Yeah,
great.
but he
yeah.
brought it. So Manny's there, and he brought all the stuff that Brandon wanted.
yeah. So wrapping back around,
He owns a P-base and a Frozen.
Manny started splitting the lockout, which was helpful. And shout out Manny.
Shout out Manny.
And he just started putting instruments in there.
Yeah.
Dude, he's
P-bass, a fretless 5-string, this Ibanez thing. He put a guitar in there. I was like, yes, because it was the 2 basses I wanted. Like, how did you know?
Yeah.
Like, were you trying to?
It's a good addition.
Yeah.
Good addition.
I just picked up a P bass 2 basses ago.
2
Yeah.
bases ago. Wow.
I know. See,
Wow,
I'm
soft
whack,
flex.
dude.
Soft
yeah,
flex.
yeah.
Two ba-
Those 2 bases.
Jesus
Jeez.
But
Christ.
yeah, I picked up a 92 Japanese P bass.
No, but you never
Fucking
owned
sick.
a P-bass.
No, I've
in
never
your
owned a
entire
jazz
playing
up there.
career. Yeah.
Yeah, I've
And so we're
never
like,
had-
it's probably time.
yeah,
And you get the bass that sounds like a bass.
yeah, and it had some kind of different pickup in it too. It's the fucking most beastly bass I have.
Really?
And it just like does everything I want and a tone that I didn't know that I like. That's the tone that I wanted to go for, and then all of a sudden,
It's the P-bass.
It's yeah.
I mean,
It's
I
the
just-
rock and roll
the
bass.
Stratocaster.
I just
Yeah.
have a
Yeah.
jazz. I'm like, it should do what a P bass does, right? It's got 2 pickups, and then you get the other one. You're like, yeah.
You were playing a jazz when I saw you at Wayfair, I think, right?
Quite possibly, maybe. He has a jazz.
You like to switch it up these days. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Like we'll do like a 4-hour cover gig and he brings
But I have-
the T40 that
Yeah, the heaviest bass he has.
fucking
Yeah.
love
I,
hundred
dude, I saw
pounds.
that on the internets, the
Yeah,
social
that-
medias, that you have that PV bass, and I've heard this is like the holy grail of basses.
Yeah, you can
It
play
is
Please
very
play
nice.
this
That
bass.
y-
It's fucking dope.
You
It's
have
here?
It's a fucking
Yeah. 79 T40. It's
Thing's fucking
dope.
Yeah, original. All
It
original.
feels cool. It looks
It
cool.
weighs like 25 pounds. People say it weighs like 9, and there's just fucking liars. Dude.
Yeah,
It
there's
is
no way
that's 9
29.
That's what I've read about it.
It's
I've-
it's a fucking
It is
table.
not worth it, is what it is. You need
No,
one of those
my-
extra large
my
caddies.
ass.
And he plays it
Needs
at
to be up
like
here.
4-hour gigs.
Dude, I just
You need to
love
be
the
seated.
versatility. Like, you can get a chart for the P40 that's like, make it sound like these 20 basses. And
Yeah.
you can just like adjust shit. It's got the toaster pickups on it, right? The like magnetic toasters.
PV.
Yeah.
Shout
dude.
out PV.
Shout out PV, dude. Underrated.
I
Underrated,
know.
Depending on the model in the year. Yeah, totally.
Depending on the
It
model
really
of the
does,
year.
though.
It really does. It really does. And any
I
night
agree that you never saw Hendrix fly through. PV.
Year and models.
Shout
is
out Fat West.
Huge.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a weird thing. That's like the lore, you know, those
Yeah.
kind of basses. They say the same thing about the the 62 Fenders. Like that was the year
Dude.
before they sold the CBS or something. So
Yeah.
all those instruments are like handmade by a
20,
grandpa.
30 grand. You're just
Yeah.
like, Jesus Christ. Yeah, P basses from like the early 60s are like 20.
early
or like
60s.
15 to 30, I guess.
And apparently for basses, it's 62 is like a magic number.
Okay.
The 62 Ps and the
magic
jazzes.
number.
That's why they're reissuing them over and over again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Mhm.
that
I mean,
year,
Yep.
just they were on a roll or something.
And that's
Yep.
what it is. I mean, there's a reason why certain ones are iconic, right?
Yeah,
like,
totally.
Like, you picked that year because it fucking sounded the best, and everyone agrees. Yeah.
Everyone blames it on popular music, whatever like is the sound of the Rickenbacker, whatever they
but it's the best-
360
Yeah, yeah.
V13.
Yeah.
It's bing, 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 bing,
Yeah.
bing. So if you're trying to play the Beatles, you should probably play
play
that
a
guitar.
Rickenbacker,
It's going to
yeah.
sound like that.
Yeah.
Don't pick up a Jackson Randy Rhodes
yeah,
and
right.
go bing, 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 bing.
How much do you think production has to do with that? Like thinking that certain vintage instruments are like golden because the recordings sound really
Well,
good. Like,
oh
how
my
much do you think that was like actually
Well, back-
microphones or mixing or
so
like an
much,
engineer?
so much.
Because it's that way with some horns, mostly saxophones. People are nutso about vintage saxes, but like trumpets and trombones, it's not the same situation. It's like, no, we got better at making these things.
Yeah. This
You
is
know?
a better instrument.
Yeah, you know, or we
Yeah.
talked to the really good players, we asked them what they wanted, and then we made that. And then
They got better.
our
yeah.
generation happened, and we did it again. You know? And then people were still like, no, dude, the 1940s Mark VI, Selmer sax, it's the only one. It's fucking $35,000 if you find one for sale. And I'm like, how much was it just the fact that like really good players were playing that?
That's it.
Oh, it's always
know,
it's
like-
always whoever's playing.
Or
Yeah.
production too, especially
Yeah.
with guitars or like maybe an amp, like it made a lot of the difference in the same situation.
Like when I was,
I
I
was
was
a really good player at the same time too.
right.
There is something to say about the craftsmanship. I'm not trying to take it all away.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
absolutely. I mean,
God.
parts are everything.
Well, that the 62
Yeah.
reissues.
Shitty pickup's gonna be.
Guess
shit
what they
pickup.
don't have? The same tree.
Yeah, right.
Oh yeah. That's what
Sorry,
that's
like-
like a big violin player thing. 'Cause
Yeah.
they have
Yeah.
like
That's why they play 100-year-old. Yeah,
instruments.
they're
Yeah.
playing like
Stradivarius.
Yeah.
They're playing
like,
shit
those
from
are
the
million
1700s.
You can't even own those. They rent
rent
them
them.
to you. You have to like.
Well, no, it's
From
like
the
you win an
museum.
there is an
audition.
owner. There is an
Yeah.
owner, and they loan it out.
Dude,
yeah.
Right.
We have a buddy's family who owns a Stradivarius, and they're in Texas, and they have it at like the University of Texas.
Right.
Like they just
Yeah.
loan it to them. That's
Whoever
where it
is
stays.
like the principal, whatever,
Yeah.
gets to play
Yep.
it, and they're like, that kid doesn't even fucking, you
Yeah.
know, you don't even get to practice on it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You
Like,
live in
gotta-
the room
You don't
that
even
it's
get to
in
look at it.
You
under
got to put it back in the
security.
humidifier,
Yeah.
you know, when it's done, right?
You have to live in the humidifier
But
with it.
you are the
because
chosen one.
Yeah, because of the wood, because it's the trees were healthier.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh,
I've-
like
I've
the
just
craftsmanship. or
I've
something?
often talked about the relationship between a player and the instrument they're playing, and it's like pretty much everything. Again, I have way too many guitars here to actually play at any given time, but the amount that I've been through in my guitar playing existence is exponential. I had the same Epiphone Sheraton from the same year, same factory. However, one didn't make it because it just didn't do what I wanted it to do. The other one still sounds great. I still have it. I've had it for years. It's like the
Yeah.
oldest guitar that I have. But there's something about that, like a tactile thing. You're like, sometimes you pick up something like, oh, this just wrote me a song.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah, just the way this feels. Like, oh, I can do this quite easily now. Huh, I think I'm keeping this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You really have to do that. If you grab something and it feels good, just buy it.
You heard it here first, folks.
That's what gets us all into trouble financially.
Yeah. That's why we're all in debt.
On the flip side, if you buy something and you play it and it sucks, get rid of it.
Totally.
Yeah,
What's the
absolutely.
window for that?
Immediately.
Yeah.
Immediate?
I think
I mean,
when-
look around. Look
I
around.
mean,
Just
I've definitely
start looking
sunk
around.
some time into some setups that I wasn't in love with, and I was
Yeah.
like, but like maybe it just takes a little time to like settle in.
Yeah,
I've
put a
been
bunch of
there
energy
too.
into it.
Yeah.
Align with your
That's
instrument.
definitely a drummer thing for sure. Is like you'll put up with a lot of bullshit because you don't want to sink more money into it, or
Well,
you feel like
yeah.
I should be able to make this work. You know? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
There are just
But-
so many.
Just a
different
drum
ones.
kid.
Just
I could-
I know drum kits. Yeah.
Let me put my heads on. Let me put my heads on.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I
There
feel
are
like
those
we kind
things.
of like size up for when we know we're playing on good gear too. Like if you know
Oh, of
you're playing
course.
on a really nice instrument, it's kind of like
Yeah. Ooh, I gotta treat this nice. Yeah.
okay, But if it's like, hey, here's my junker instrument, you're kind of like, well, it's gonna sound like crap anyway. You just kind of go for it, right? But it's like, oh, this is a 1937, like fucking, you're like, oh
It's a
shit,
unicorn.
oh, okay, let's see,
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Stretch a little bit, like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You keep it unplugged and you turn your back from everyone so you can warm up. I don't want them to see me just be shitty on this
I
thing.
jammed on a buddy's like 76 Gibson SG, like, perfect, like aged cherry finish thing, right?
Yeah.
And I just went through like 2 chords. I'm like, I'm not an SG guy, I guess.
Yeah. He hates
Like I
SGs.
immediately
I
knew.
love SGs.
I
Yeah.
immediately knew. I was like, all right,
Gibson's tough.
thi-
Yeah.
this is very nice. It looks very nice, but for some reason, it's not me.
Yeah.
It's the neck, dude. It's all about the Gibson necks are too
It's-
fucking baseball bad.
It's them. They
I
fucking
love
rip
Fender
things.
necks.
Yeah.
They're way nicer.
Brand
C-shaped,
loyalty.
whatever, yeah. It's not even brand loyalty. It's literally the
Shout
company.
out Fender.
Shut up.
Looking for a sponsorship
Shut up,
over here.
Fender.
Right?
Film speed.
Or
Film speed is-
Rickenbacker.
Gibson.
Rickenbacker's
I'll take a
flat to round.
I like it.
Do you have a dream sponsorships?
Oh man.
dream sponsorship.
I mean, besides Cialis, that's mine.
Yamaha.
Yamaha?
Yeah.
right?
I mean, they make everything
cover
too.
a lot.
yeah.
Yeah.
I can get a tractor.
Got
That's
a
a
fridge.
good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not
That's a
interested.
good one.
Yet. They're
Yet.
not interested yet.
Shout out Yamaha. That's what they were waiting for.
You got
We had the
Wow, Prich.
sponsorship ready. We were just waiting for the shout out. Arigato gozaimasu.
Send the email.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I mean,
Yeah, I've never considered that. Wow.
Like if you have a dream, like someone just hands you the instrument that you would otherwise really not buy. If you had to make a signature instrument, what would it be?
oh yeah, I gotta get a signature.
Yeah.
Signature instrument.
Rich, you have a lot of different disciplines.
I
So
know,
which,
yeah,
what
what
would
would-
you?
Yeah. What would your signature?
Where would your
what would it even
loyalty
be?
lie?
Yeah.
What would it even be? I don't know. I feel like I would have to like invent a new instrument that has like
I know.
multiple apparatuses on it.
That's true.
It's got like 3. It's got like a
It's got a
brass neck,
bubbler
Yeah,
on it.
trumpet
it's got
and a
reed
trombone.
neck,
Yeah.
and then there's a slide over here and buttons on this side.
And a griddle.
yeah,
And a griddle.
You're kind of just like. What's
It's like the one-man band thing, but with a
Yeah.
griddle.
Just sets it on you.
a signature one-man band setup.
Dude. Now that would be on.
Yeah, I
Just
have
call
no
it
idea what
buskin',
could
dude.
incorporate.
Prich. Buskin'.
That'd be pretty fun.
You don't dare split hairs on a favorite instrument.
I don't know. I just don't know where it would land. They're all just. There's just a lot of
Too
love.
precious.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
There's no main instrument.
Prich is a little non-committal like that.
I am. Yeah. I don't know what I want.
It's a win
I
player
was like,
thing.
oh shucks.
I don't know what I want.
It's a win player thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to be doing double
Yeah,
duty.
because that is kind of the thing. You see like a lot of people made in the horn player communities like that kind of fusion instrument. Like Maynard Ferguson had the first slide trumpet.
Uh-huh.
It was like a trombone, but like in the trumpet range, they call it the Firebird.
Sweet.
And there was like this dude Jim Self. He's like a tuba player, and he made a flugelhorn style trombone that he played with valves. He called the Flugelba.
The Flugelba.
Yeah.
So that's where you're at. That's
You know what I mean? Christian Scott, he's a pretty modern trumpet player. He does like fusion, jazz fusion stuff, and he made a reverse flugelhorn. It's conical, but the other way. And what does he call it? I can't even remember.
Wait,
There's
what,
a name for
what
it.
was the first one? Fugula?
What was the first with the Firebird? Maynard Ferguson's
So
Firebird.
he wants to call it the Lugaloof.
Yeah. So people make these weird in between instruments. It's kind of fun.
They're
cool
bending
thing.
the metal, right? They're like blacksmithing.
No,
now.
they're paying someone
Yeah, of
else to
course.
do it. Yeah, but like.
But you
basically-
would want to do something that hits all the octaves, right?
Yeah, I would
From
want
tuba to flute, you want like
Well,
I do
I
like
don't
I do
know.
like the multiple mouthpiece idea.
I like because part
Brass
of it
mouthpiece,
is
with
changing
reed,
the tone. I would want
yeah, yeah.
something where I could press a button or change it differently, and now it feels like I'm playing a different
Dude,
sound.
what would it sound like
Yeah.
to fucking
know.
attach a reed, like a clarinet reed to a trumpet?
That stuff's on YouTube. This is what we did in high school.
That stuff's on
You're in high
YouTube.
school band. You're just
It's
like,
like, here's my
you're
YouTube
just
channel.
doing that. Yeah, no. You're
Oh, I'm
spending
in there.
You're spending all your time doing that in high school band. You're just like, put this on this thing, put this on.
Yeah.
And they all sound terrible, right? Yeah, some of them get a little closer, but like, nah, you kind of got to build it out if you want to make like the thing. So that's what I want to do. I want to build it out, have some buttons. I like having a slide there. Maybe there's an air horn on the bottom. You know?
Bike
Oh, would
horn,
you
yeah.
squeeze box somewhere in there too?
Oh yeah, it would have to play chords. Maybe it would be like a melodica,
Yeah.
right? So it's a wind instrument. You can play chords on it.
Yeah.
But it has two different sets of bellows. One activated by reed and one Yamaha. Are you writing this down?
Yamaha, where are you?
Thing is, they've sketched it out, and it looks like Dr. Seuss.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You could hook those bellows
shows
up
up on
down
your
at
doorstep.
your shins.
Yeah.
So you can do the little dance while you go.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
Well, yeah, part of a good one-person band setup is having your feet on the beat. So, like, you got your strap on your left for the bass drum, and then on the right is clamping a little hi-hat. You're going like
Yeah.
boom, as you go.
Yeah,
boom, and then usually you've got like some mouth thing. You've got like a harmonica or something.
Typically, yeah.
You're
Yeah,
playing
yeah.
like a banjo, ukulele, something. You're doing
When the Saints. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're kind of just stomping in a little circle. You can't
You can't
move.
move.
It's a
Yeah.
slight, it's a slight rain dance.
Yeah.
You can't really travel.
This
but-
sort of thing will one day be the pinnacle of Pritchard.
Yeah, I
There's
don't
going to
know.
be some kind of one-man band
No,
specialist.
I feel like I'm just right in between because I've been working on backing tracks. I'm such a slut for Band in a Box, and iReal be just like, let me just punch in these chords, and the computer will play, the rhythm section, and then I'll play on top of it. And so
Fair enough. Yeah,
that's
fair
my
enough.
in between. I'm like, I don't know if I'll be a one-person band with the thing, but
Yet.
like, I'll do a solo
But I mean,
act.
that's a
No.
that's a busking act right there.
It is, yeah. You can play it
Yeah.
on a speaker, and it's going. I can switch my instruments.
Yeah.
and-
We never underestimate Daddy Longtones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Daddy
we
Longtones
can't underestimate
can
that.
do
I mean,
anything.
It's been
Can
getting
do anything.
longer. The tones.
That's right. You
Which is
guys,
great.
you guys
Yeah.
go deep to the.
Well, what's crazy too is they know no shortcuts. We used to do
What?
shows with them, with Basm.
Hey, that was the
Yeah.
first kitchen gig, random with no shortcuts, and that's how I met those guys. The very first kitchen
Yeah.
gig with no shout out, no shortcuts.
Yeah,
They're
they,
still
uh,
going. They're
After I joined the kitchen on Craigslist, like a week later or something, we ran into Basm. He's like, I had just thought about recommending you for this band because he was across the way listening to.
Yeah. It used to be during our podcasts. We would just listen back and just be like,
Yeah.
because you're in Gemini.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, where you can hear
The
everything.
thinnest walls in history.
Gemini, where you can hear everything.
Yeah. You can hear it all. What was the place we went to? It was called Encore, where the show begins. And it was like,
Oh.
doesn't make
Clever.
any fucking sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any
That's
goddamn
literally-
sense.
The show doesn't start until the encore. Right?
Fucking
We
idiots
have our
don't know
song
a
for
thing.
you. Thanks for having us. This is when the show starts.
Yeah, so it was all, that all circled around because
Yeah. that's
Basm was like,
crazy.
oh yeah, Daddy Longtone should be in the kitchen. I ended up meeting them on Craigslist, and
Yeah.
we were all your list, we were all in the same situation.
I love
Orange
that.
County.
So when you guys started first jamming together, right? And he's joining, like, you already had songs established, right?
Yeah.
So he comes in,
Yeah.
he knows them all, obviously.
Yeah, some mix of covers and then the originals.
But then where did you find synergy on, like, writing and styles and influences, right? Because on these latest 4, it is like I think I wrote down like there's like Harry Mancini moments and like there's like Arcade Fire
A
moments.
little bit of
and
Bowie
there's,
here
like,
and there.
Yeah, and there's some Bowie and there's like Cake and like early 80s Prince, late 70s
There you go.
Prince.
There you
know?
go.
Yeah, not not all that.
Thank you.
Yeah, but yeah. So where
I
where
mean-
did the synergy then come in? Like,
The main group that I feel like brought a lot of like especially Flo into the mix too is Flo really loves that Corey Wong Wolfpack
Oh my
style
God, of
Yeah.
guitar
course.
playing.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
got
yeah.
the Corey
Very
Wong
familiar.
so he's a
signature.
strap
Dude,
man.
Volpec
Yes,
is
Yeah.
he's a
Yeah.
strap man.
He has the Wong
And-
signature.
We
There
already
you
had
go.
a couple of the covers in the mix were Wolfpack songs.
Nice.
Sick.
Yeah.
And that was like one of the things because I love Corey Wong's Wong Notes band with the fucking 6-piece horn section.
Yeah.
Bitchin'.
Yeah.
They're fucking sick. So we found a lot of
Is the
common
perfect
ground.
word for his bitchin'.
It's
Yeah.
bitchin', dude. It's
Yeah.
bitchin'. And we go to all those shows. Like we've gone to festivals.
Oh,
And we'll go
sweet.
see them at the Fonda, and like that's definitely like a big part of the modern influence for the band.
Yeah, that
They're
bass
great.
Is
They're
Yeah.
fucking great.
That would be
Right.
like we're touring with those guys.
Yeah, you guys
Like,
should.
that would be
Yeah.
the ultimate kitchen dream. Is like,
Yeah.
oh, we're opening up, we're direct support on the West Coast leg of the Corey Wong tour.
Dude,
Shout out
shout out-
Corey Wong!
shout out Corey Wong.
Shout out Corey Wong!
Imagine the amount of
He watches, he
pancake
loves this
mix
shit.
you're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
need to
Oh,
bring
I'll
for
feed
that
them all.
show.
I'll feed them all. I'll feed you all.
Security's
They're
like,
great.
we can't let this guy in.
And I'll horn tech for you too.
Yeah.
I'll horn tech because I
Corey
play all,
Wong loves
I play all the
pancakes.
horns. So you want me to set up and maintenance
Horn
for
tech.
instruments? I'll do it all
Yeah.
for the spot.
We'll
And then
put
from
on
there
spot.
we kind of we have a lot. I mean, funk as a style is like there's a very specific window for it.
Yeah.
It's not as much like pop, country, rock.
Yeah.
Even rap has like a much larger time frame. Like
Yep.
funk is very like it was really good in the late 60s up until like the 80s, and then it turned into disco and it turned
Yeah.
into hip hop and rap.
Yep.
It's an evolving genre.
Totally.
which is
Early
part of the
80s
reason.
still had some good funk, and then
Sure.
as the 80s went on, it sort of kind of dissipated.
The
and then
instruments changed and the
Yeah.
production changed and the world changed. It's
Totally.
it was a living, breathing genre. That's why there's not a big scene. There's not a lot of modern funk because those people are making hip hop and
Yeah.
making pop music
Yep.
and
Yeah.
living like really in the times, right?
Right.
Like so, like we have kind of playing a genre like this, you have shoehorned kind of like a bit of a time period of an era, and so a lot of the influences are from that
Totally.
time period.
Yeah,
you
of
know?
course.
So it's really cool for acts like Corey Wong and Wolfpack to come out and be like doing the style in a modern way that we
Yeah.
can go watch live, emulate that, but also like. Once we started listening to that, we were like, "Oh yeah, you like Prince? Oh yeah, you like Bootsy Collins and Funkadelic,
my
George
God,
Clinton?"
of
and-
course.
It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh, all right.
That's
like,
all still incredibly good music.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It holds up. A lot of
Yeah.
it really holds up well.
Oh my
Totally.
God.
yeah, and I think too, just kind of coming together and having similar interests is part of that, and just kind of letting that fly, like the instrumental on the track, Midnight Snack, like that, that was composed by Pritchard. He put that whole thing together, and we're like, fuck yeah, this totally fits.
When I heard that
this
track, I
is-
was like, I'm getting Herb Alpert right now. I'm getting like,
Herbie,
yeah.
Yeah. And like the opening track was one that was like composed as the band
As a
jamming,
jam,
It's
yeah.
got like a lot of like Flo's
Corey
guitar
Wong,
influence
Yeah.
going on, and like Manny on the drums and all that, and
Yeah.
like the Funky Stew track that's just me messing around the studio, like just by
Yeah.
myself and
Like
all
a
and
weird
like
Bootsy kind of. We're having the spoken word aspect of it. That's kind of weird.
Yeah.
funky,
And I think when you put all that together, it's like, and it's just a 4-song EP, so it's easy to pick the 4 songs that fit okay together, but are the most separate.
Yeah.
Because even within like a decade of time, there's just like such a range. There's such a difference between like the Isley Brothers and like DeBarge, or like
Dude.
Sister Sledge. You could have like Sly and the Family Stone. Really laid
And,
back. Like
and
one
Rick
fun-
James.
Yeah, And you got Prich,
You know,
yeah,
like-
there's
That's a
such a,
great way to
wide
put it.
variety. And
Yeah.
we wanted to showcase all of it, and not just
Yeah.
uh,
I think that's the way to do it. like
Yeah.
do what you want.
That's
and
actually
showcase
great
what
too.
you want.
I'm glad you're bringing that because all 4 songs are still definitely funk music. Like
Right.
Oh,
they still
easily.
like breathe within the same.
I
you
would
know,
also
era.
remind the listener it's a 4-piece band.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like
Technically,
yeah.
for the recordings. Yeah.
Yeah,
it's,
these-
you
these
know,
are-
there's
these
some
are-
layers, but
Sure, but I
Yeah,
mean
there,
like
there is like a saxophone.
my
solo on the
choruses are
left
doubled.
middle
Sorry, everyone.
songs.
sorry everyone. My guitars and my vocal choruses are doubled. I hate to ruin the magic for everyone.
Yeah.
Hollywood
You know,
magic.
but-
Yeah.
Still,
Yeah.
you know,
Our
it's-
backups do have 94 of us.
yeah,
Yeah, we had to really work on the label to let us do that.
we were always checking in with them. They were like, well, I don't know if the label's gonna let us let have a 6-part horn
You
harmony.
think we
on
can
this.
do that?
Yeah, made it a lot easier.
So-
yeah.
Okay, so my question is, you said that the oldest song on this EP goes back like almost a decade, right? But
Almost. Yeah.
but you're trying to do this quarterly, right?
Yeah.
So does that
Yeah.
mean you guys are going to start writing like fucking ASAP and try and
They're
get?
gonna have to.
It's pretty spread out.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of the recent, like the last 2 years since I've been in the project, we have about maybe 6 or 7 songs that are in development. They have structure. They got some ideas going.
Okay.
And then Brandon has like a bunch of stuff.
There's a
Okay, so there's
vault,
no shortage of material.
There's
There's
not
a-
really a shortage of material.
Okay.
There's a vault,
You know?
but I don't want to have to go to the vault. I want to
Yeah.
make new
Organic
Okay.
shit.
It'll
material.
be a
yeah,
you know?
combination of a lot of things.
You know what I
though.
mean? Like
Like,
If you jam,
We were in writing songs
And
last night.
and
but,
yeah.
like we also might throw something on there from a few years ago. Like,
Yeah.
you know,
Here's the thing: if you're
Get
gonna
stuff
have a
out there.
band and you're gonna get together to make music, I would love it if like we write that music together. You know.
Yeah.
But at
That's
the
it,
same
man.
time, we're gonna put this quarterly
time frame.
deadline on it that
Yeah.
we're shooting for.
Yeah.
And so like if it doesn't work, because it's hard to get everybody together
course.
sometimes.
Yeah.
So if it doesn't work out like that, you know, we can push it other ways.
Bands.
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 bands in a nutshell.
Bands.
Yeah.
Bands.
Yeah.
Well,
We've been doing something. Maybe you guys think about doing this. Is we go to like a desert or somewhere. We'd like pick out a couple days and we all go there.
Oh yeah.
And we
Yeah,
just
good
write
idea.
as many as we can.
yeah.
And mostly it's just hooks.
Yeah, man.
so just
that
go
was
out
like,
there, write hooks.
That
and
was
then-
like
2 years ago.
September of 21.
I know.
Like,
but
yeah,
we,
yeah,
we,
yeah.
put, we put out an album after then. We cut 30 something down to
The retreat.
13,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
to 20, then to 13, and then
Retreat definitely has its.
Retreat
yeah,
is cool.
because then you just like
Brandon
force
was pretty-
yourselves to.
Yeah,
He
if
was
you
pretty
have a
good about
purpose.
tracking the time. He was like taking down the hours of how long we spent on like coming up with ideas and mixing
Yeah.
and like editing and you know whatever. Whenever we were in the studio, trying to put the clock on and was like, let's track our time. Let's see how efficient we're being.
I
and
started
it's
doing
worth
that.
it.
Got
Yeah.
like a
It's like-
got like a phone app. you
It
know?
came out to
On and
about the
off.
same time as the retreat.
All right.
Okay.
Like we
Yeah.
in a couple months time, what we did like 2 times a week, 3 times a week for a couple months working on it, pretty much equaled like if we went out for 4 or 5 days. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
just
probably
kinda
something
did-
to. s-
you could do it either way. It
Yeah,
was nice
but,
for
I
us
mean,
on this
the-
last one to kind of take our time and do it and let things gestate. But it sounds like that was your experience too. Like
Yeah.
mostly what your takeaways were the hooks.
Oh, it's all
Were the,
Yeah.
were the
Yeah.
riffs.
That's what I was gonna
And
say.
then,
Is
like
It's
afterwards,
verses
you
and
kinda-
choruses and
we
no
are
bridge.
formulaic in a
Yeah.
sense
Yeah,
that
yeah.
we just want a hook, and then we'll extrapolate on any hook that really
For-
catches
48
us.
hours.
Versus jamming funk band.
48 hours, and we
Yeah.
had like
Making things-
33 like ideas.
Dang, wouldn't that be fun to do like as a with like a couple bands? Like we used to do this when I was doing theater stuff. They would do these like 24-hour play festival things.
Oh,
and
yeah,
it would be
yeah.
like you have 24 hours to write like a 30-minute play, like a 20-minute play, and rehearse it and stage it and do it. And then we're gonna start on Wednesday, and Thursday morning we're gonna perform them or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, wouldn't that be fun to do that with like 3 bands or 4 bands? Like, all right, like we're all gonna go on a retreat. You know, we're all gonna, we're all 12, 15 of us are gonna be in this. We're all gonna write our songs separately, and then you know we'll do like a 20-minute set.
Yeah.
You know, write
Yeah.
like 3 songs, 4 songs.
Yeah, yeah.
And we'll perform them all together. The next day, we'll all drive down to the Wayfarer. I don't know. And we'll do them. Like, that would be a fun exercise,
Of
right?
course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've done that. I've got some friends that do like video game music or they do game development.
Nice.
And they've got this one, and it's on a train. It goes from Chicago to Los Angeles.
Sick. Oh,
And-
Route 66.
No, I forget the name of
But
the,
like it's
that route.
The track
Yeah.
still
the,
exists.
the name of like that track.
Yeah.
Because trained people know their shit.
do.
Trained people,
They listen to this podcast.
trained people are meticulous, but they do this, and it's like they develop a game. It was like each car of the train, like 4 or 5 of them, they make a game in the ride from Chicago to LA,
Nice.
and then they
Shit.
play them all. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
super cool.
That kind
fucking
of stuff
rad.
could be really fun. I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe we're honest. Maybe that could be a
Yeah.
concept for like a
Yeah,
like
call
a show
Alice
in the
Cooper,
future.
dude. We got a new show.
You know?
That's awesome. That's an awesome idea.
Yeah, wouldn't that
Yeah.
be fun? Like, all right,
yeah.
we're all gonna just write 4 songs. Fuck it, we'll just make
Yeah.
the best we can in a
Dude.
day. All you get is a day. And then
Right.
The next day,
That's a
we're doing
deadline.
the show.
A day is
Yeah.
a deadline.
Yeah.
Deadlines help, dude. Deadlines, you know,
Dude,
deadlines.
I
help.
can't wait to hear the lyrics that we come up with.
You know what I mean? Like, you only got so much time.
I gotta
Yeah.
take
All
a
right.
shit.
Yeah.
Stuck in a room.
But you know, it would be fresh, you know, and
Yeah,
it
it
would feel live.
It'd be too fresh. I miss you. I love you. Oh no.
Are you all right?
That'd be
Are you okay?
Yeah, that'd be good competition.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah, if there was a competitive aspect too.
Yeah.
You know, I
The
don't.
grand
it's not really
prize
my
is
thing, but I know people really
$100,000.
like that.
Yeah.
$1,000.
Right.
Yeah.
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 Exactly.
Certainly. Yeah.
Can you do it alone?
And a record deal with Russell Simmons, the guy.
There's too much
If you want it.
enticement in pre-writes. I guess. I don't know. Yeah, it'd be fun. We're doing it. I'm calling it in the summer.
All
We're doing it.
I'm
Yeah,
in.
we're
Okay.
doing it.
I'm in.
All right.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
We're calling it in the
we're
summer.
We're gonna call it Shape Pataki.
Yeah.
Big Monster.
Yeah,
Call
yeah.
Mike Wilson.
Call Mike and say, hey,
Hey, all your bands.
who
All
is-
your
yeah.
bands.
Couple
Yeah.
bands.
Who's
right?
got-
who's not busy?
You remember Mike Wilson was doing that boat thing for a while, so now
What's
it's
new with
3
that?
bands on a boat.
Oh, that's
We just
right.
do it all
yeah.
on a boat. We just get a
Yeah.
bigger boat. We're gonna need a bigger boat. Yeah.
It's 48 hours.
Hey.
It's 3 bands
We'll
trapped on a
combine our
boat.
resources.
Yeah. It's really just a garbage barge. We're just in open area.
Yeah. The bands are within sight of each other. Like there's 4 different drum kits on each corner.
I know that would be
For
so
the
distracting.
So you can hear
Yeah,
each
you
other.
can hear
Yeah.
each other. Like, oh man, that was a pretty tasty riff. Fuck.
Yeah.
Like we gotta write a
like-
tastier riff than that.
They're making some progress, Oliver. Play lots of
Yeah,
cymbals.
Yeah, yeah.
I got a good idea. Drown them out. Drown them out.
Hold on, I got some mushrooms. I'm gonna go give them to the guys upstairs. Maybe it'll distract them.
Hey,
Guys,
want
don't
some
drink this
mushrooms?
tea.
How about some
Probably some
concert tickets?
brownies, guys.
It's finally time to perform, and everyone does Carry On My Wayward Son.
By the end of it,
Figures.
Yeah.
playing Sublime covers.
I wrote this. I wrote this.
I don't break this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like fuck. Oh, they heard our song.
Signature instrument.
Signature instrument.
Like if someone gave you a
Oh,
signature
man.
thing,
Oh, yeah.
it's the Prince guitar.
Is it a-
right? Yeah.
Is it a
Yeah,
bass?
no, I guess
Super Bowl
it,
Prince
it
guitar.
it would be a bass, and I guess I would want to have some. This is what I would do,
Okay.
okay? Because I have never thought of this,
Okay.
but given our day and
But
yeah,
Yeah, what, if you ever thought of it, what are you going to tell me?
I will, given the parlance of our times, give it up to the machine gods. So we found this thing called Midjourney. Have you guys heard of this? Have you seen this? Have you heard of this?
yes, I've heard
in
of
the
it.
news.
Haven't seen
Journey.
it, but I've heard of it.
What is
All
it?
right. Well,
Mid-journey.
this is this AI tool.
Weird
Ooh.
one.
Okay, so we're getting very AI now.
Yeah, yeah.
Where you
Shout out algorithms.
Yeah.
Please help us. Please help us.
Yeah.
Okay.
God, mothers.
and you give it prompts, and it shoots you images, art,
Oh,
Yes.
it's an AI art.
AI art
yeah,
generator.
yeah, yeah.
So
Oh,
you know this is not some new thing.
Yeah, yeah.
That's how
Uh,
we did the Christmas art.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we were trying to plan out our album art, and like we had an idea or whatever, and I was gonna like run it on this AI thing just to try to help us. So I wasn't planning on using the AI generation, but what I discovered from it was if you tell it to make an instrument, like for example, you tell it to make a trumpet, but you give it a bunch of other prompts, and this might be because I'm just on the low unpaid version of it. Don't hunt me down and kill me, computers.
Shout out
They're coming for you.
It makes these weird instruments that aren't really instruments. They have like, if
Yeah.
it was like if you had like an offshoot arm
You've
over
seen how they
here,
make
and like
hands bad, right?
and like
Yeah.
they make
AI
like
they
a
don't-
hand
It's the
that
same way
does
with
it.
like a saxophone or a guitar. It's like it's pretty. It's like
It's close,
It's
yeah.
kind of there, but it's like that would
Yeah.
that wouldn't play.
But-
you know?
But some of them look fucking
But they
cool,
look
even
cool.
though they're not weird. They have like some kind of fucking
So you want an AI generated bass?
yeah. So I would give a prompt here, and I might
What's the prompt?
I mean, like, for example, like if we were here together, I'd be like, let's each give our, our favorite childhood pastime, like fishing or, guitaring or whatever, and prompt it all in there. And I'll take whatever bass this computer gives me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I hunted anyway.
No, you guitar.
Well, he's just saying, bitch.
Like, you haven't been to Cabela's?
Yeah, you play
Yeah,
guitar.
You don't know about the mountain.
I can tell by your descriptions.
There's antelope on that mountain. They're not even in Michigan. They're at Cabela's.
Yeah, they're real, dude. There's a jackalope up there.
What was the other Michigan thing you were? Major Mike?
Major Magics.
Major Magics?
I don't know about
There's
Major
only one. And
Magics.
it's what,
Oh, it's only one?
Westland
I
or
thought it was a
something?
chain.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
I thought it was a chain.
there is multiple, but
Okay.
there's only one near us.
Okay.
It's just knockoff Chuck E. Cheese. But super scary animatronics.
So
and-
the dream gig.
Yeah.
The dream game.
You're right. We
Yeah.
just play the
same
the
set.
album while the animatronics do
Fucking
it for us.
robots are taking our jobs.
Shout out computers.
Shut up.
Hey.
Stop.
Yeah.
Shout out computers. You can quit now.
We're the
We've got
get it.
plenty.
We get it.
We're set.
Yeah.
I got all good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
I've got a GPS and
What'd your parents raise you on, like music-wise?
Dude, it wasn't. Didn't come up in like a very musical house, to be honest.
You're playing the instruments, but like songs aren't just playing throughout the place.
No, we didn't have like no
Your
record.
parents were
This is
Michigan.
So did you have a favorite as a kid, like a song?
No Madonna.
No
No
way, dude. This is the thing.
fucking
I like listen to like people that, for example, like Theo Katzman or something, like these musicians. He's one of the Wolfpack guys. He talks about how he like grew up. His dad is a musician, so he grew up like in this house, and
so
they're
we
just
heard
like
everything.
Yeah.
playing
Yeah.
records or something. I'm
shout
sure,
out
like,
Nepo babies.
yeah.
Nepo
Right?
baby? I'm one. I'm a Nepo baby. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, I am too in a way. Like I grew up with parents that were like, "Here's an instrument right here in the house. Here you go. Go ahead and play."
Not quite the same thing.
But they
Yeah,
were,
but like what-
they were
Nepo
playing
baby is
music.
a specific brand of privilege.
I get it.
Both of his parents are music
Do you realize I own a
professors.
house
All right.
and I haven't earned
You're
it?
driving. You're driving somewhere. What are your parents listening to?
Okay. My dad is listening to sports talk radio, and bitching about the Lions.
Shout
And-
out Sports Talk Radio.
Shout out the Lions.
And,
Shout
you
out the
know,
Lions.
talking about how it could have been better if we would have got rid of Scott Mitchell. And then and then my mom was listening to like Reba McEntire and shit, and I hated
Okay.
it. I never liked
Okay.
music on the
Reba's
radio.
not bad, but
I didn't like it.
can get
Did you watch the show? So you saw the sitcom too?
I know about the sitcom too.
Well,
yeah, I
my-
know
my
about
lady
You know
watches
about
it. I
it.
hate
You've
Reba.
seen all the episodes, right? Like mom always put it on like every week.
Well, that-
New episodes of Reba.
That didn't
Oh.
exist when I was a kid. And this is the other thing. I grew up out
in.
in the country. We
Yeah.
had well water.
Okay.
Yeah.
I had a septic tank in the yard,
Did you
a
have a
tank
lake in
that
your
my
yard?
shit went to. No,
Okay.
there wasn't no lake.
My Aunt Jeannie,
Well,
my Aunt
was there
Kathy.
We
a
didn't
pond?
have enough money for that
Okay.
sort of thing,
Yeah,
over there on
That's all right there, bud. You know, if you're out there in the wild, sometimes think you got a pond out
Aunt
there.
Jeannie went out to South Line before it was developed, and so she got like property out there. And so me being my mom was a single lady, so I had the city water. But going over
needs
to
beers?
well water, we were there every weekend.
Yeah.
Well water's a trip, isn't it?
Yeah, nothing like
Yeah.
washing your body and feeling like you didn't wash
Dude.
off your body.
There was a tank that I poured salt into in the basement.
Fuck yeah.
To soften the water.
Yeah,
Like it was fucking well water.
Water. That's
Yeah.
some hardcore
Well
shit.
water's real, dude. It's
Yeah, yeah.
real.
So here is the rub of
When
all
did
that.
it finally taste good?
It never did. We would go to my grandparents' house and fill up milk cartons of their city water from
Fuck yeah.
Toledo. They live in Toledo, Ohio.
Oh my god.
This is like
You got Toledo?
yeah. So,
Oh,
so
no.
I grew up on Toledo water.
Oh
like
no!
fucking
Wow.
talk about.
Lake Erie
You
water.
were the first fucking milk jug water people, dude.
Yeah.
Cardboard water.
Yeah, man.
No.
This is a box of water.
Milk
Yeah.
jugs.
Box of
Exactly. Yeah, we went and filled these milk jugs up.
That struggle's real, dude.
The whole family made a friggin' assembly line.
just like Henry Ford line.
Yes.
Just like the laborers.
This is the Michigan way.
Yes. That's what happened,
We
dude.
pressed our own buttons the other night. Me and Oliver.
Oh, yeah, that was-
I'm just
oh.
setting him up. I'm just setting him up.
Pure assembly line. Yeah, it was
Dude,
great.
they call me Michigan man because anytime something needs to
Anytime
be
they
fixed,
fix anything,
they're just
yeah.
like, I fix it like Michigan man.
Brandon, you like this table?
Oh yeah, I made this too.
Dude, I actually noticed that. There's brackets over here. It's just like a,
I made these gobo walls.
Hey, I bet it's only one trip to Lowe's too.
Oh, absolutely. And this is all common board. I just stained it and sanded it down a little bit. Thanks, sir, bud.
No, it looks really good. I guess I'll say no.
You were doing consent, were you?
Yeah.
I was like, he's gonna be like, oh, I need the permission.
Yeah, I need verbal consent.
No, but
Oh,
here's
yeah.
here's the crazy thing about growing up in the country and growing up as I did as a kid, and my wife will go nuts on me for this. I didn't have cable TV.
Yeah.
I didn't have MTV or Nickelodeon or none of this. So she'll be like, "You don't know who Amanda Bynes is?" Like Amanda Bynes was just in the news for like
Yeah.
losing her mind.
Aren't
Yeah.
you
Oh,
so
And
yeah.
I'm
lucky?
like,
meltdown?
I don't know who that is.
You're
What the
probably
fuck?
pretty lucky, dude.
Aren't you so
What happened to
lucky?
Amanda
that you
Bynes?
don't
Your
have-
brain is actually like in
They're
a
like-
way better place.
No, I was gonna say I envy you.
Yeah.
I did not know
'cause, like,
that.
You don't need
Yeah.
to know Amanda Bynes.
I had-
You don't even know who that is.
How about you don't need to know
But now I'm
Carson
curious
Daly?
as to what happened.
That's so cool. I wish I didn't know who so
be
many
great.
celebrities were.
She's
Right.
like, you can't relate to people because they grew up with Nickelodeon and you didn't. And I'm like,
How dare
maybe
you? Yeah,
so.
Yeah.
I met this
Well, if
band
you're-
Film Speed.
if
There's
you're
two
looking-
people
Yeah,
from
you
Michigan
married
in it.
me, so yeah.
If you look globally, how many kids didn't grow up with Nickelodeon? You know?
A lot.
Most of them.
Most of them.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
You
I
know,
did.
that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
I did.
I bought my mom her
You know,
first
if we were,
remote
if
TV.
we were in New Delhi right now,
I bought it for
those
her.
kids would not fucking know who Amanda Bynes is.
Right. It's a
So-
very first world thing.
And it's
Yes.
eating Amanda Bynes
Well, very
up.
like even like
That's why
United
she's
States,
committed to the
Canadian, like,
hospital.
Yeah.
Dude, yeah.
It's a very
Yeah, I mean, first
it's a very NATO specific thing.
Yeah, first world problems for sure. And plus, 2008, so 32.
A little older.
Okay,
No,
well,
30,
I'm
38.
36.
Yeah.
So
I'm 38.
24, 24, 24, 24,
Same age-
24,
same age as
24,
Craig.
24, 24,
Um,
24, 24.
19.
Pog, 24.
like times are just so different too. Like even though you didn't have Nickelodeon and stuff, there's still like a discourse for like when did you have your first cell phone? Because kids were like
Yeah.
growing up and they're like 5 years old and they have cell phones and like cell phones didn't come out until I was 16.
Yeah.
So like the first time that you could get a flip phone was when I was 16.
Yeah.
Like that would blow someone's fucking mind. Like I lived most of my life without the not anymore, but most of my childhood without the internet.
Right.
Like
I remember the internet.
yeah.
I was like, whoa.
Yeah, 56K Earthlink, dude. What's up?
Right?
Right?
Oh, yeah, modem hookups.
Your printer's going off for some reason.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like, even though you didn't have Nickelodeon and shit,
Yeah.
I think you're better for it for
No,
sure.
I think so too. I mean, I wouldn't, if I could go back and redo it, if like I could be some kind of orchestrator, I would just let myself go. Why would you want to like relive your life in some way you could figure out? Wouldn't that suck? Like
Yeah.
if you could, if like you're just waiting for things you know are going to happen.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that
Yeah.
suck?
And then try to change them and then end up fucking
No,
them
I
up.
think
Richard's
the
like,
opposite.
no.
No, I thought about
I
this
would
a
totally
lot.
rig it.
Thought about this a lot.
I mean, unless you're saying I'm like Rain Man and I can
Hell
do all
no.
the win all the lotteries.
Shit.
I'd
Dude, I would know what to focus. I would know what to work on.
No, that's not what I mean. I mean, like,
I'd fuck it up the same way all over again.
yeah, I would want
Same
to. I
exact
would want to
way.
kind of live my life the same way. I love the way that I grew
I
up.
used
It's
to
awesome.
like that really helped me sleep at night for a long time. Like for many years, I was like, I'm happy where I am with my life, and if I changed anything, I wouldn't have what I have, and I love the way my life is, so I'm happy with all my decisions.
Are you saying you can't sleep now?
And
and now you have existential crisis.
now I'm down in whiskey. And admitting the truth is I fucked it up. I had a good chance and I fucked it up. Yeah.
I still feel like if I had to do it all again, I'd make all the same mistakes. I would
Yeah,
do it
like-
all.
yeah.
The
I
fucking
know it's
same.
not perfect,
No way.
but
Yeah.
I dig where I am at.
But all right, I would correct all my
Yeah.
mistakes and then still
Correct
be right.
all my mistakes.
exactly.
I would also be a child genius. You guys are forgetting the fact that maybe you can speak as a 5-year-old. You're 5 years old, like fucking calling
you're
out the
saying you have-
future.
You're saying we can go back with what our
we have
faculties of
the
today?
same brain.
Yes. That's what I want.
And I'm like, Mom, fucking leave me alone. I need to
Yeah.
play some bass guitar right now.
Yeah.
What do you think about this, bitch?
Mom, you're gonna quit this job in 3 years anyway after the head of the HR department fucking calls you a bitch. So fuck your job. you know?
Right.
You're not gonna go anywhere with photography.
You would just be
Stop.
like some kind of Nostradamus and
God.
and like
Saying.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
you'll get
that's
burned
what
at
I
the
want.
stake,
My
dude.
God. That's what we all want.
I thought
Well,
we're going.
that's not what you said.
I thought
You
we're
said
going-
I'd do it all the same. Oh, I just do it all the same. No.
Well, that's
Well,
No,
I'm
I would
thinking
go
that
back and be
you
a
go
child.
back at the age that you're at. So
Yeah.
if you're 2, you go back to what you remember as a 2-year-old. That's
No.
what I thought we're doing.
Nope.
no. If you get your memories,
Go back
then yeah,
with
change
everything you know
yeah.
now.
Okay.
That's
yeah,
what
then
I
I'll
want.
be the best sports gambler there ever was.
I would
Yeah.
do some different
Well,
things.
no, because the butterfly effect. You'll change
You
small
don't
things.
know this. This is all speculation.
No, those
Danny
things
Long
won't change.
Dude,
All I know is
speculation.
the way.
That's why I'll stick to horse racing.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then you
No.
go back into the dream. It's Inception all
It
over
would be all
again.
different. The
Let's
world
go.
would be different. You know,
Spin your top.
Your
Spin your
influence
top.
on the world would be different, but you would know. I would know. I would know.
Yeah.
You know,
That could have been.
You're like,
work on this
Princess
shit.
Diana's going to die tomorrow. What?
Maybe that would be different. Those things would be different.
Then I'd just be committed by 14.
Guys,
That's
we're
good.
gonna want to empty out the World Trade Center.
You're like
Nobody
Just trust
listened
me
to
on this.
Oliver.
Yeah,
Nobody
yeah.
listened.
Trust me on this.
you're like protesting outside of it.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to get out
Get
today.
the
I'm
fuck
fucking
out.
I mean,
serious.
the true hero would be on the plane. Oliver.
Oh, you're right. I get on the plane. I land the plane safely.
Yeah.
All right. I Captain Sully this bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we
As a
go.
10, I'd be like 10. No, I'd be 9. Yeah, I'd be 9.
Okay, you would have Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Oh.
Yeah,
I remember
one of the most influential pieces of software of the
I remember
20th
that
century.
He would go back with
how
a
many pilots that
CPU
made?
brain.
Shout out software.
A fucking shit ton, dude.
Don't forget AI. We're
many.
shouting you out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Software.
Listen,
A shit
computers.
ton.
Shout out.
Shout out software.
We're paying karma to the digital gods. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
It's just shout out information.
They're gonna hear this at
They're
some
all-
point.
They are currently
You
hearing
hear it right now. Yeah.
Oh, first record you bought with your own money.
Oh yes. Good question.
Oh man, it might have been the Eminem show.
Oh, of course, though.
That's a good one.
It may have been. What else? What else is in the running?
That's my memory.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I said, I grew up quite sheltered from everything. I didn't have MTV or nothing. I
So
didn't
that was
really,
like the Teenage Rebellion. How'd you even hear of Eminem then?
Well, I didn't really get it. Like when I was in high school, I started hearing like some other music. Some sometimes I started to have like a social life more
Yeah.
integrated and
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, yeah,
I'd
yeah,
be
yeah.
at school with these other kids.
Putting headphones on
Um,
you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But honestly, the thing that really introduced me to music was Napster. That's when I really
Shout
learned.
out
Napster. My
Napster.
God, yeah. The beginning of the end of monetization, if you will. But
Yeah.
you know, but like
you know, good or
The beginning
No, I
of
know we got
exposure.
on that. We got on that train the last time I was here.
every time, like we're musicians, is what we do.
Hey,
Like,
good,
Like, that was
good,
the
bad,
thing.
left, right, up, down. That introduced me to so much music. That was when it really changed for me. It was like Spotify for
Yeah.
for
For
But
us,
did you
anyone.
like get popularities and like I need just to get that?
Yeah, I
just
just, like,
sight unseen. You just download, right?
Yeah, I just like you just figured it out, you know. And
Yeah.
like I got into all this shit. Like in Michigan, like classic rock was always really big.
Always.
So like I knew about some of that stuff, and like my brother had like Steve Miller Band or like Pink Floyd or like this and that. And
Oh
and
yeah. I
those
mean,
were
youngest of
early-
4. So what else is everyone listening to?
Yeah, what do you-
Well, you know,
Classic rock still doesn't track for the age. Like classic rock is your parents' music.
right? But it was just what was on like the radio
Oh,
and
yeah.
stuff, you know, like
The riff.
How old
What-
were you? What were you doing when Guitar Hero came out? At what point in your life were you at?
So I was never someone who really played Guitar Hero like seriously. I played a couple times, like a handful of times,
It was not a big hit.
in one hand.
I mean, like, how old were you when that was happening? Were you in college though?
I don't
Or
know when
high
did.
school?
Do you know when it came out? I don't even know.
I don't remember. I
played
remember
it in high school.
I remember
so-
high school.
Yeah,
yeah.
I
I
played it
remember
in high
being like
school,
a
yeah.
sophomore, junior in high school, and it
Yeah.
was like
I was.
this was a fun thing that we would spend
Probably
our
him.
time doing.
I was probably
And
in
it got- we-
college.
when Rock Band came. I remember Rock Band came out my senior year, and we played it so much that we started to argue as friends. We were meeting up because there was a point where I had gotten an injury too, and like we couldn't even go out and do normal fucking shenanigans. We were just playing a bunch of Rock Band and Rocket League. And when we were playing Rock Band, we had the whole setup. We had the vocals and the guitar, the bass, and the drum set.
And it controls your car while
if you
you're
were
playing
fucking
songs.
up, like if you were not passing, like you were
Yep.
getting shit.
Yeah.
Like
You're fucking up the band,
we were
dude.
like,
Yeah.
dude. And then like it hit a point where like, wait, hold on, because we were also in like high school band together too, you know. So like, we were actively making music on instruments, and then like in our free time
Playing these
like,
fake ones.
playing these fake ones. And then at a certain point, we're like, hold on, wait a minute. Like, we know what it takes to get good at a real instrument. Why are you burning all this
Dude,
time
yeah,
on this?
I remember doing something like that where you're picking the person that can play the instrument because you're like, oh, there's this guy that really wants to play drums, but he's awful at it, but he can play the bass. And this guy wants to play guitar. He's all right, but he can play the drums better. So
Yeah.
like, I'm going to play the guitar, right? And then you end up playing like that, just kicking people around just to the best of their abilities versus...
All that I knew is
Yeah.
that I had been writing songs for years already.
Oh, me
You
too.
were
And
awful
I-
at Guitar
too.
Hero.
And then I picked up a Guitar Hero. I was like, pling, click, click. I was like, wow, that
We were
I'm out.
touring,
Yeah, yeah.
and on the
I'm out.
TV had the Guitar Hero. We playing, and Craig be like, he just like fail in 3 seconds.
I think that's why I hated it
Like,
too,
okay.
Craig.
this is not
if
for
you
me.
already know how to do a guitar and you
It
give
didn't
that Guitar
transfer,
Hero,
like, yeah.
it makes you feel like you're some kind of like.
It's
you
more
know,
like drums than it is
some
like
kind of-
guitar.
It's
yeah.
more Dance Dance
Yeah,
Revolution.
it is Dance Dance. It is. It
It's,
literally
it's
is.
like
yeah.
if you want to play bass with your thumb. Oh,
Here comes
pud.
the pud.
It's the bud.
It's the
Oh, yeah, it's my
bud.
bud.
Oh, bud. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Guitar Hero was. I just said I don't think I can do this. I had
Yeah.
more fun on like Rock Band drums.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That made more sense to me
for
Yeah.
sure.
because
yeah.
my muscle memory was like, nope, nope,
Yeah, yeah.
nope, nope.
Right.
nope.
It's
Yeah.
almost like telling
I
your brain to go
can't-
backwards.
I can
Yeah.
AC/DC all day.
Unlearn things.
Yeah, you definitely. If you like know the song, you're like, dude, these are like chords, and all you're playing is one button. Like you got to hit it just at one time.
Yeah.
There's nothing else other than like red, green, blue, yellow, orange, red,
Yeah.
green, red, orange, red. Yeah.
Oh, what a nightmare when you're at the show and you look at your fretboard and it's just red, green, blue, and
Did you
yellow.
ever have those
No.
dreams? You had dreams where you were
I
like,
definitely.
oh no, my guitar's a Guitar Hero
Playing-
guitar.
I definitely had the
plink,
days where I would play Guitar Hero for so long, and then I would look away, and the
Oh,
horizon
yeah.
would move.
Yeah.
Dude,
that,
the,
yeah.
the
Yeah.
endless
Yeah, yeah.
scrolling.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
Ooh,
You guys play?
the
You guys like
horizon's
Beat
Beat
big.
Saber?
We would always go
Oh,
to this
yeah. I
friend's
love
house
Beat
that was like their
Yeah.
parents didn't care if we got drunk. You know?
Badass.
Yeah.
Like
That's
that.
that's some Guitar Hero right there.
My
I
boss
like
just
Beat
gave
Saber.
me a VR, and I'm like, ooh, I need to set that shit up. 'cause
Porn. What are you waiting for?
I mean, that's the first thing you do, right?
I already got. I got real life porn. My hand.
Yeah.
All right.
You look up videos
My
of your
lady.
hand?
No, Megan. I got Megan.
Yeah, you do have a
Nick's
fiance.
hand. POV, Nick's hand.
It's got my hand.
You
Kinda
see
like-
pink.
Some kind of clip-on GoPro.
It's just me looking
Penny,
down with
cover
my
your
beard
ears.
in it.
Yeah, you see the beard.
This is not appropriate for you. This is not appropriate, doggy.
Oh,
It's a
doggy
small zoom
dialogue.
in and out of pubes, and that's it.
Okay, Poogie.
Oh,
Oh,
Poppy. Oh.
you don't do
She's
that, right,
fine.
Dad? You
Oh,
don't really
she
do that.
knows. She judges me.
Oh, she's definitely seen it. Yeah.
We still need to do a music video for VR. You know, for 360.
Yeah.
Any music videos in the works
We're
for
doing
the
a music video.
Yeah.
Yes.
for the new songs?
For one of the new songs.
What'd you pick?
Funky Stew.
Fuck.
Yeah. Stu is gonna get the music.
We're gonna get it all crazy.
It's the
gonna be-
second on my list right here. There's
Do you have it? Do you have it
Lot one and
conceptualized?
Funky
Do you have
Stew.
it
Yeah.
We've got a
storyboarded?
story.
Dude,
Storyboarded.
Pritchard made like a thing, like a sketched out storyboard.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
I
Hustler,
forget
he can't
sometimes
stop.
we talk about like experiences or times we've been in. Brandon's like, I've never really like put together a video like this.
I've never
before."
done it.
And I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. I've been on TV. Like I was in major syndications. Like I was in Glee. I was on Fox fucking primetime.
Yeah, well, I can
Like-
see you on Hulu right now, motherfucker.
You can. Like I've seen like so many different layers. Of, oh yeah, well I know what to do. I'll draw the sketches. I'll make the video. You know, it's all good.
Pritchard busts out his TV skills.
Yeah.
Fuck
I
yeah,
was like,
dude.
yeah, I
yeah.
know what this needs to look. I know the order we need to shoot things in. Like,
Oh my
you
god,
know, like,
yes.
we're ready to go.
So when's
It's
that
gonna be
start
nasty.
production?
So we're gonna shoot it next
Wednesday.
week.
It's gonna be nasty. You said.
It's gonna be nasty.
Yeah.
It's gonna be nasty.
Nasty.
We're going for. I mean, Yeah.
Yeah.
Next
We're going
week?
for the shock value.
We're going for some gonzo
Ooh.
journalism type.
Yeah.
Do you have
know,
okay? What's the inspiration of looks of shots of what are you
so,
going with?
I mean,
Yeah,
the
you
main,
don't have to spoil too much.
Smut
but yeah.
film. Okay, we can move from there.
I mean, you know, we might as well put it. I mean, so the main like shock concept of the video that we're doing is we're making this funky stew. Funky
Yeah.
stew is like in this context of the song is just the thing you want. It's the thing you want. You can't get it. Nobody's got it unless you do it yourself.
That's
Right.
right.
You got to
Oh.
cook it up yourself. You
Hey,
got to
so-
get home. You got to put your own things in it. If you
So
want
poetic.
if you want pork's feet and fish heads in your stew, you're not going to get that at Arby's.
No,
You got to do it yourself.
gumbo is real.
You gotta
There is
throw-
no
Oh,
recipe
Are
for
we in
gumbo.
Louisiana?
You got to throw your own milk in your own mix
Jambalaya.
with your
That's
own
right.
fish heads if that's what you want.
That's
And
right.
that's
Yeah.
what we want. And if you want to put guitars and keyboards and horns in your stew, you got to do it yourself.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Sounds
throw
like a
it
delicious
It's
stew.
gonna ruin them.
And hey,
Yeah,
We're
you have,
talking-
you have some junkers ready, right?
We've
Yeah,
got some junkers. We
Oh,
got a
yeah,
bunch
yeah.
of junkers, and we're just gonna.
They got a
trash 'em.
Schaefer too.
hey, and if
Yeah.
you
We're
have
gonna
any,
snap
if you
'em,
have
we're gonna
any
break 'em
broken
in the-
instruments,
yeah.
I have a little bit of cash on me.
If you've got a guitar,
I'll do better than
Dude,
the
let's give
pawn
'em
shop,
shave.
all right?
We have a piece of shave.
Can we give him a piece of
We'll,
shave?
we'll discuss.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Just a
Alright.
piece, just a piece. We can't give them all.
Shave
but
is
yeah.
like it's a church prize for
probably-
us. Like it's
you
very
meant
it's
shave.
very
I think you
sacred.
meant shave.
I don't remember.
It was a
You-
guitar
you
we got.
must
we
have
all
stepped
had
on
to
it through
overtime.
shave.
I think you did throw shave. At
It was
some
like
point,
this
yeah.
80s metal guitar, and it was already fucked. And
It was
We'll,
our
we'll give it back after the video.
Yeah.
No, I have not heard
Yeah.
of
It'll
this.
just get a
Okay.
little more fucked up.
yeah, that's
Yeah, it's
totally
fine,
cool.
dude.
Yeah.
we'll
Add
So
more
that's-
energy to
I mean,
it.
that's basically the video. It's going to be us singing and then us
Making a
putting-
stew.
putting
So-
food in the stew, and then
So
us
we're
singing, and then us
talking
putting
about like a
instruments in the
witch's brew, like
stew.
in a cauldron,
Yes.
but the cauldron is a kick drum.
Yeah, the bowl is a kick drum too. So we're ruining a drum as well.
Yeah,
Like,
just to
yeah.
add,
Just
to
a
add
shitty
to
kick
the
drum.
mayhem.
I mean, because when it comes to making video content,
shitty
it's just like what is the goal? Like we're looking for clicks, we're looking for views. We
Yeah.
want people to listen to our shit.
Yeah, make an
you know?
impression.
So just make
obviously,
something
yeah.
shocking, just
Visually
like,
shocking.
You know, thumbnail YouTube video. Band destroys instruments.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Their own
You know,
instruments.
yeah, and so
Totally.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's the concept for that. So we're shooting that next week. We'll have that.
I
We
love
got
it.
all the other content surrounding. We got some.
How are you on lighting and cinematography? All that
Right,
stuff.
yeah.
we got
Let's go.
we hired a friend that does photography and video and
Fan-
stuff to do the shooting.
Fantastic.
Pritchard's
Found a
pretty
nice
pretty
situation.
good behind the keypad editing. Pritchard's gonna edit it. You know, we're just.
What do
gonna,
you use? DaVinci?
No, I'm on Premiere.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
went to
forced
college.
myself to start learning DaVinci because it's free.
I had friends in college that were all video people. They were doing TV media editing.
Yep.
In my first bands in college, we got the sickest fucking footage ever because they worked at the tech lab, and so they had access to the cameras, all the most
Ooh.
badass shit. And they
Red
sent me up-
cameras, fucking
Yeah,
all
and
the
they
lights.
would be like, "All right, here's all the clips, but I don't feel like edit. I'll show you how to edit, but I'm not gonna edit because they were like, editing fucking sucks."
Oh my god,
And
yeah.
they were like, "Yeah, we'll shoot for you because that part is fun."
Post production
but you
just
can
takes
edit it."
fucking time.
And so they
Yeah.
taught me how to use Premiere. They were like, these are the main tools. This is what you use. Here's how you add layers. Here's how you add filters. Here's how you take your footage. Like stack all your footage first. Do the things in this order, right?
Yeah.
Stack all your footage. Get it synced up to the audio. Then start just clipping away.
Yeah.
Right.
Just trim away until you got what was close. And then, add filters, add layers. If you need other shots at that point or you need other stock footage, that's when you plug it in.
But then you're already like, oh yeah, I got it.
Yeah, because
Then you add that.
Premiere
Okay, perfect.
looks like Logic.
I was gonna say it's very similar to a
It
DAW.
looks just like Logic.
It's
very
so
similar
it's
to
like,
a DAW.
okay, I get
Yeah.
it. Like
Dude.
picture, video goes here,
Yeah.
audio goes here. Like
It's a track.
Uh,
It's
What
a
I
tra-
found
yeah.
is DaVinci's very Pro Toolsy. You
Yeah.
can literally set your DaVinci when you first load
Oh yeah,
it
the hotkeys.
to
yeah.
all
I
the
never got
hotkeys
it
of
on
Pro Tools.
Really?
So he's like, I'm a Pro Tools guy. So
Oh.
with using it, it's very universal. I went from using like a shitty program to
Pro Tools.
yeah, it's
yeah,
Pro
yeah,
Tools.
yeah.
to the DaVinci,
Yeah.
and like I was instantly able to just like take on DaVinci without
Smart
like,
on
doing-
them to design it that way because a lot
Right.
of people use Pro Tools.
Yeah.
I use Ableton, which is weird.
I like
know.
Ableton. No,
I
I,
use
like
Ableton.
when I was in
Yeah.
college, the software I took 3 semesters.
Fruity Loops.
No, it was
FL
it was,
Studios.
It was
How
called
dare you.
Digital
Sorry, sorry.
Performer.
Digital
Oh
Performer?
yeah, I
I
knew
took
Digital
3
Performer, yeah.
semesters on Digital Performer at RCC, and then my 4th semester, you needed like 4. It was either 4 or 5 to get this like accreditation of like, oh,
Yeah, you're certified, yeah.
certified, and then
You're Pro
the-
Tools certified,
on my 4th
right?
semester, they switched softwares. They were like, you got to start over. You got to learn Pro Tools. They switched to Pro Tools, and I was like, no, I'm trying to transfer schools. Like
doesn't
I'm
matter.
done being at RCC. Like I'm gonna transfer to university. Like this is just lost on me. And then when I went to Cal State Long Beach, I took like whatever intro course they had, and it was on Logic. And then I started watching a lot of the Jacob Collier.
Jacob.
Oh, he's so,
Oh,
Logic
God,
so
Pro.
good.
fucking
He
Jacob.
does the Logic Pro breakdowns, dude. He plays
Dude, he like
every
builds
stem.
a song in like 3 seconds. Like,
Oh, they're
you're
crazy.
I love Jacob.
But it's cool because like I just watched those and I was like, oh, like
Logic's really
fuck.
easy.
He
Yeah.
really shows you a lot of the stuff that Logic has built in that's easy to use.
Yeah,
and
I'm
so
a
just
Logic
on
guy. I'm Team Logic
and
all
then
day.
I just use Premiere. We got the subscription, you know.
Yeah.
Like it's fine.
All DAWs are good.
I use it a lot.
Yeah.
Doll lives matter.
Whenever
Doll
you're
lives
comfortable
matter.
with, that's what you
Doesn't matter.
should use.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
do yourself
literally.
a favor and learn the languages.
I
because
was
Yeah.
editing
It'd
on
be more versatile.
Shotcut. It is the worst
Oh,
program
dude, fuck,
ever.
fuck.
we
Shotcut.
don't
called? I
even
was
we
like,
don't need
shot.
to shout
We
out
used to
them. We
use-
don't need to shout out
Sorry,
Shotcut.
I
Yeah,
don't-
Shout out to Vinci.
Shit cut,
Shout out to Vinci.
and you
Yeah.
can't control Z.
we don't.
I used to make
No
stop
Control Z,
animation videos on
Kinda shit is that?
Windows
Awful.
Media Player.
Wow.
There was like a Windows
WMP,
Media Maker thing,
baby.
and I remember
WMP.
when our family got our first digital camera. It was like the first camera that had like a card and a battery in it.
Oh God.
And I remember I would take like little toys or little parts like a film canister and like and clay and like make a person, you know, out of like a, you know, like shit like that. And I would just make them like do shit. I would just but I was doing it like this. I was making them and I'd be like, put the camera down,
Yeah.
move them, pick the camera back up, you know, so it was
Yeah.
all shaky, super
Yeah.
shitty. And I was putting
But-
on like 90s fucking grunge rock. Like I remember putting like My Own Worst Enemy on my a video, a stop animation video of like 2 film canisters with clay, kind of like fighting each other, you know, because I didn't really have like action figures, you know. It was like, we got you Play-Doh, like, you're good on that, right? Like, yeah, I got that. We got the camera. Oh, did you got and they're all like all choppy moving.
I mean,
so-
how long of a process was that then?
Oh,
though?
I'm sure it took a long ass fucking time. I was like 9 years old though, so I didn't really feel it. It was like setting up dominoes.
Didn't feel
I
it.
didn't really feel it.
You know, you ever set up dominoes as a kid? Like that shit takes hours. You'd
Yeah.
be setting up dominoes
Yeah.
for hours for one big payoff. And so it just like it felt the same. I was like, well, this is basically like doing dominoes. Like I'm just like
Moving a little
putting
bit.
one
yeah.
domino, take a picture, putting another domino, but really I'm just moving a thing.
The
and-
one
There's a
thing
whole Netflix TV show you should watch it. Sorry, Alan.
No, no, no.
about
I was-
Legos?
About dominoes.
About
Oh
dominoes.
yeah.
About falling dominoes? Not
It's
playing
like
dominoes,
4
right?
teams that fight
Yeah,
each
yeah.
other, and there's like a
'Cause that's-
4 teams
It's-
have 24
It's a
hours.
Dominoes
Yeah,
is so
yeah.
crazy
It's-
because
it's Get on
dominoes
your boat.
falling. Dominoes falling is not their intended purpose.
Yeah.
Like dominoes were like
Meant
like
to play a game.
hardcore playing cards.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
like a deck of playing cards
Yeah.
is for bitches. We've
Yeah.
got
Definitely.
dominoes.
Yeah.
We've got fucking ceramic ass shit.
Yeah.
Like real shit.
I
You know,
would
gamble on
mahjong.
this.
I
Yeah,
think,
yeah.
I think
You
the
know?
main
Meeting
ones were-
cards with mahjong.
It was
Yeah.
like it was a step above cards. It was like a luxury thing,
Yeah.
and then it was like, if we knock them over, it's kind of cool too.
If you line up 20, it'd fall
Yeah,
down.
like it totally went the opposite, and so like you got to look at which dominoes are we talking about because there's
Yeah.
there's
Well, this
two
is
big
this is
schools of thought.
competitive dominoes with
knocking
with,
them
with-
down.
with string apparatuses and explosions and
One of the
turns
judging
and waterfalls.
criteria is narrative. That's
Yeah.
all I'll say.
So like they're like do a
Your
domino
taco
thing
has
about
to have a
dogs.
narrative.
Rube
Yeah.
Goldberg. It's just
It's a
Yeah, it's
Rube
Rube Goldberg.
Just Rube
But it's all
Yeah.
dominoes.
but it's
yeah.
sponsored by
Yeah.
the company.
but it's not yeah, but
Not
this
the
one's
pizza.
anti-Semitic. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, no,
they're inclusive.
they're inclusive. You can't talk bad about them. They're one of our sponsors.
Oh
Yeah.
my god!
Shout out Rube Goldberg.
Shout out Rube.
Just
Shout out
shout
Rube.
out.
Out.